I bet on myself. Yeah, I bet on myself.
Yeah, I bet on myself. Yeah, I bet on myself. I don't need you, I do it myself. Yeah, I bet on myself.
Yeah, I bet on myself. Yeah, I bet on myself.
Yeah, I bet on myself. Okay, dream so big that they think I'm crazy. Let out the beast, no, they can't tame me. Don't play with me, better mind your business. I cannot stop now, I ain't finished. I'ma keep on going till I got that. Okay, the way that I'ma do it, they can top that. No way. Critics trying to hate, but I don't talk back, I know that. Plotting on the kid with the bull, tell them all that. I'm the one that I'ma gamble on, I ramble on. I'm about to get my ramble on. And I'm the one they really couldn't get a handle on. And when they see they missed the boy, they get a tantrum on.
What is going on, everybody, and welcome to, is this the new designated? I don't think it's new, but man, we definitely remodeled a little bit here at the U, and I tell you what, a little quick insight to what 2026 is going to look like, and hell, it might be even bigger than just this changing a little bit, I tell you that much.
Could be. You never know. It's a little NYU renovation going on. You know, I like that.
Mhm.
Little intro.
You know, our off seasons, we typically make moves, unlike,
The team we cover, they're gonna make some moves. They're gonna do something.
we'll see.
The
We'll see what
question is,
moves the Yankees
Are
make.
we gonna like them?
That's always the big question.
Are
The
we gonna
question is
enjoy that?
definitely going to be, are
Yeah.
we actually going to like the moves? Are we going to be excited about the moves? Are the Yankees going to really do moves? You know, we're going to jump right into this, guys, because we're with you for a while. So
we're
don't
jumping
worry.
in.
We're jumping in. We're here. We're going to have a good time. Of course, we are live. That is what we do here at the U. We got the latest updates, the latest news from the Yankees. There has been actually one rumor that the Yankees are connected to a free agent that is not Cody Bellinger. You want to start there?
Yeah, I think that's a good place to start. It's the newest news. Yeah.
Let's jump right into the newest news. The newest news right now is the Yankees are interested in right-handed relief pitcher Brad Keller. If you guys don't know much about Brad Keller, there goes his screen right there. Let me tell you something. The guy had an absolute breakout season last year. Fits the mold of a Yankee reliever, by the way. 6'5", 255 pounds. You see all of that red is rather cute. Now, don't get me wrong. It's a breakout year. His years before that really wasn't
Not pretty.
anywhere close, to who he was last year. But again, this happens a lot, right? Guys at about 30 years old, sometimes they just find something and they take off. And I'll be honest, man, I watched some of his video before we went live today. Throws in the high 90s, 90, 95, 96, 97. Got good stuff, good slider, fastball slider guy, very much a Yankee reliever. And yeah, I think if this is going to be the model of pitcher that the Yankees are looking to give a free agent deal to, Keller to me makes sense.
Yeah. Here's my thing, which with Brad Keller, I think. First of all, we saw him not too long ago. I think he was with the Red Sox I think it was
Correct.
last year.
It was last year, yeah.
He split time between the White Sox and the Red Sox. He was a Sox guy last year. And he didn't have the, season that he had this year by any stretch of the imagination. So it is true what Pete's saying. This is 1,000% a full breakout season for him in 2025. Now, can you look at that and say, well, clearly he found something? Is that, yeah, there's I guess data that kind of backs that up.
Very much.
But
especially the analytics side, yeah, no doubt.
For sure. But then there's also, Francis Lee's favorite argument where, yeah, divisions matter.
I agree.
And, I'm seeing all that red on that Savant page, and it looks beautiful. He does very much indeed look like a serial killer reliever. But take it with the grain of salt that this was done in the NL Central, and when his short time in the AL East wasn't all that pretty. His short time in the American League in general just wasn't pretty. Kansas City, Chicago, Austin, not good.
Also true. That's also true.
And then the last part of my argument with Brad Keller, which this will probably put the nail in the coffin for people to know where I kind of lean on this.
Mm-hmm.
If he did all this with the left hand, I'm all in. But he's another right-hander, which just seems a little bit redundant. If I'm the Yankees, I'm really looking for like that same imbalance that he talks about with the lineup. I feel like is similarly present in the bullpen.
Well, the funny thing is, there's another rumor that's out right now, and we'll get. I don't want to jump to that right now, but it's kind of funny because this trend now, right, of lefties. the Yankees are talking to about a trade of a left-handed starting pitcher, which adds another lefty to the Yankees rotation. And don't get me wrong, lefties at Yankee Stadium are always nice, right? You like to have a lefty at Yankee Stadium that's good, but typically you don't look to have, 3 of those guys possibly in a rotation, but
Or 4.
or 4, exactly. I mean, we'll talk about that here momentarily. But sticking on Keller real quick, I do believe the Yankees do look to add to their bullpen. Now, I'll be honest with you, with Keller having, one really good year, and you could really make the argument actually a good couple of months is really what it was, because like Francis said, I think he had over a 5 ERA with the Boston Red Sox, based off last time I checked. If you want to be fair here, this is not going to be a big deal. Like, I don't think this would be something that, oh my God, you're signing this guy to a 3 or 4 year deal, probably a 2-year deal max at a decent contract, maybe a 1 year.
Maybe one with an option for a second.
Yeah, it could definitely be one with an option. I don't think it's something where you are looking at this and it's like you're going to be committed to this guy for 3 or 4 years. I'm totally against moves like that for relievers as it is. Now, if there's like an elite closer and the Yankees go, we went ahead and we locked this guy, then I'm like, all right, I get that. But I've never been a big fan of allocating a lot of funds to a bullpen. I've been repeating this for years now. When the Yankees did it, I forgot what year. What was it when Chapman was here? It was like 40-something million, right?
$40-something million on 2 relievers.
To the pen, and I'm sitting there like that is just such a big mistake on part of the Yankees that I'm just not a fan of that. And I've never been a fan of allocating a lot of money to a bullpen. But this wouldn't be one of those type of deals where the Yankees are sitting back going, we got to lock this guy in for multiple years.
Yeah. When I look at that a contract for a guy like Brad Keller, I would say any team, competing team, like a contender that signs him, you're likely looking at a 1-year deal with a vesting option for that second year. And I think that the driver there is going to be like games, like the number of games, because if he's pitching well for you, then he probably is going to get into about the same amount of games, for anywhere from like 65 to like 70 something, like, something like that. And that's if he's successful with you. If he's not pitching well, then you probably cut bait with him early enough that he never hits that number of games and you don't vest him in for that second year. So that's how I would structure that contract if I was negotiating that. But even still, like as a Yankee, I just don't see. I'm sorry, dude. We got Fernando Cruz, we got Camilo Doval, David Bednar. We got
you got the right-handers is what you're saying. Yeah.
I need to be real. Like I really, and I don't know who this guy is off the top of my head, obviously, but my ideal is that 7th or 8th inning guy, lefty, who throws like 100 miles an hour and misses shots.
I don't know if we have any of those guys available, to be honest with you. Or the Yankees can find them, but
there was I one of those guys loose. That's the thing.
I want to say it was on Yankees Hot Stove, and Chad, you could correct me if I'm wrong on this one, but I believe it was on Yankees Hot Stove where they said that they think Brent Hedrick is going to get a much longer look this year out of the Yankees bullpen. And just before I go into the next rumor, because I know everybody's going to want to hear about this, and that's what the offseason is, by the way. It's about talking about rumors and all that fun stuff. But the Yankees, and they could be saying this stuff just because, they're not going to say their team sucks, but you've had Aaron Boone come out, you've had Brian Cashman, they've all kind of come out and said, hey, look, we're a very good team on paper right now. We just got to do certain little things. There was also, and damn, I mean, I could make me and Francis go right into a rant right now if I want, but I'm going to try my best to avoid that. There was also a rumor out there, I think it might have been Sherman or Heyman, that said, if the Yankees don't get, listen to this, these are the New York Yankees, right? If the Yankees don't get Cody Bellinger, they're going to get Ahmed Rosario to platoon in left field with Jason Dominguez. Look at Francis' face.
It's just,
I'm like, I pray that's not. And we love Dominguez here, but brother, with the people available, come on now.
I love Dominguez. I like Ahmed Rosario. I like both of those guys. It's not a shot at any of those guys, but again,
not at all. What
have we been talking about? What have we been talking about all this time? Is that you talk about the Yankees in the subsequent off seasons. Well, I was gonna say since we lost Soto, but that was just last year. But I mean, even the year before Soto, the year before, the winter before Soto, then Soto happened, beautiful, and then now here the year after Soto, right? It's like, what are we talking? Who are we talking about? And sometimes I don't recognize the team I'm speaking about. I'm like, Okay, you if you lose Cody Bellinger, how are you the New York Yankees and you lose Cody Bellinger? That's my question. Like, if you really want Cody Bellinger, if he is really the priority, I don't care if his agent was, I don't know, Zeus. Like, dude, you make it happen. You're the New York Yankees. Like,
Wait. Which Zeus?
well, not the app. I'm
The
saying,
actor? The actor Zeus?
no, the
The
Greek.
wrestler?
I'm talking about the Greek god. Dude, because I'm like, we hear this, and all you hear about the Cody Bellinger stuff is all the Scott Boras, and you know how he is. He's, that guy, he's a snake. Oh, he's slimy. He's gonna get the extra years, the extra money. Yeah, and and you think Hal Steinbrenner is not slimy? You think Ryan Cashman is not a little bit of a, like
We know that
everybody
already.
is. Everybody is in this business, though.
Yeah.
Everybody is in this business. Since when did us Yankees fans become like the freaking defenders of the billionaires? Like, what are we doing? If they want Cody Bellinger, they should 1000% go out and get Cody Bellinger. To me, it's as simple as that. It's not the same as Juan Soto, as Shohei Ohtani, as Yamamoto, as Kyle Tucker, even. It's not that argument. I'm sorry.
It's not.
This is a player that if you want him, you should just be able to go and say, okay, done.
And Francis, by the way, what you said the other day, I've been shouting it out because it's caught on with a lot of people. When you said that maybe they're hyping this up so much because then they get Cody and it sounds like, oh my God, they did it.
The hero.
And everybody's celebrating. They're heroes. Look, everybody said they weren't going to make deals. They got us Cody back. A lot of people have been, talking about that here recently ever since you said that. And it's true. It's really true. Hopefully that's not the case and that's not the route the Yankees end up going. But that was said by Joe Sherman. Thank you so much to our good friend William Henry there who put that in the chat for us, that Joe Sherman was the one that said that about Cody Bellinger and Ahmed Rosario. So we'll see. We'll see. E. Diego says, Hal needs to open his Louis Vuitton purse. Enough said. Bet your ass he does. Replay out, my brother. Here's a donation for the Halvation Army. Get Tucker. Yeah, we're going to talk about some of that stuff, but let's break a new rumor for you guys, something we have not talked about. Here's one right here. Thanks to our good friend, as always, Darius Glover, one of the best followers for Yankee News on X. There's no doubt about that. The Yankees have spoken to the Nationals about McKenzie Gore. Again, McKenzie Gore, another left-handed starting pitcher. So Brian Cashman, right? He's come out and he said, yeah, we're too left-handed. We're too left-handed, right? Now the Yankees are going to be too left-handed in the rotation, too left-handed everywhere. Everywhere's left-handed, right? But he hasn't offered up a solution to who you could get in as a right-hander. He said, well, we're interested in Bellinger. Again, another lefty. Never, because if that's the case, you'd assume you either got to platoon everybody or you got to trade Jazz or trade Ryan McMahon and get a regular right-handed hitter in one of those spots. But now you hear about a McKenzie Gore possibility, which I don't dislike McKenzie Gore. I think he had a very good start to his year, then really, really struggled in the second half of the season. Cost control for years to come. Could I see a McKenzie Gore for a Dominguez plus or a Spencer Jones plus? Potentially.
Yeah.
But is that the route that you'd want to see the Yankees go? Is McKenzie Gore that type of hot name that you would say, yeah, bring him over?
No. I mean, I'm almost mad about how quick I answered that question, but no, it's not. It's not like, and I'm not saying it like McKenzie Gore is that bad of a play. He's not a bad player, and the potential is 1000% there. I just think once again he's a redundancy, and I'm tired of looking at this roster. And like, bro, how often have we had these conversations these off seasons where it's like, they're to this, they're to that, they're to this, they're to that. It's like, but then they sit there and speak about the team and he wants to tell you that on paper, they're a good team. Well, on paper, your rotation as of right now, you're starting the year with Max Fried being your one after pitching the most, innings he ever has and being virtually injury free. So you're banking on that to remain the case, knock on wood, for opening day. And then right after him, who you got? You got Cam Schlittler, you got Louis Heel, you have Ryan Yarbrough, you got Will Warren. That's who you're starting the year with. Is that a rotation that you think is going to be able to bang with the elites of the elites? Probably not. Can it be a very good rotation? You bet your ass it could. Now, you want to add McKenzie Gore to that rotation. That's the that's the answer that you're looking at when you say, yeah, we're looking to defend ourselves a little bit at the top of our rotation. That's the defense at the top of your rotation?
No.
Because we don't know what version of Garrett Cole we're getting back. We don't know even what if Rodon's going to replicate what he did in 2025. Like, I don't like when they talk about the team on paper, Pete. I really don't. Because on paper, names look like names. They do.
Right, of course.
But on the baseball field, names don't always look like names. You understand what I'm saying? Like, yes, on paper, Garrett Cole, Max Fried, Carlos Rodon. Pete, if somebody would have went back in time, right? 6-7 years ago and said, hey, in 2026, y'all gonna have Garrett Cole, Max Fried, Carlos Rodon, like they all gonna be in the same rotation. I'd be like, what? Are you kidding me?
Like, damn, how many chips did we win?
Yeah, like that's crazy. Oh, we must have been going crazy. But
The dude looked at you, said, "Oh yeah, you're going crazy, all right."
exactly. Oh yeah. And that,
Just wait and see.
But in reality, now you look at it and it's like, yes, Garrett Cole, but what version of Garrett Cole?
Right.
Like I get it. It's cute to go on Twitter and run around and tweet, "Yo, Garrett Cole's back. Oh, bearded Cole's gonna come and shove and whatever." We don't know. We really like it. The wild card that is Garrett Cole in 2026, and nobody wants to talk about it. They just want to put all the pressure in the world that he's gonna come back and be Ace Cole. They're gonna put all the pressure on Max Fried to come back and repeat 2025 and be virtually injury free for 2 straight years. Okay. And Carlos Rodon is going to replicate 2025 even after this phantom injury appeared out of nowhere at the end of the year. But he's going to come and he's going to be even better in 2026. Oh, you just wait and see. Cam Schlittler, sophomore slump? Nah, not going to happen. He's adding a new pitch. He's going to be even. Like, I look at all this and then say, okay, clearly, right? And Cashman says the right things in his interviews. Clearly, we have to bring in some help and stuff like that. That's what he's been saying. I agree. But McKenzie Gore. That's what you talk about. That's how you defend the top of your rotation, McKenzie Gore.
He's not again, France. It goes back to what our regular conversation has always been. You can't tell me McKenzie Gore when a guy like Imai is out there.
Thank you.
And that's the problem. And I do want to bring something up. Let me read DJ Steele's here. Don Francisco and Gringo Netty. What's up, fam? And chat. Been settling into my new home, into my new place, but I'm good now. Hope the fams are good. Any recent updates for the Yankees? Well, that's why you're tuning in, brother. Tune in and take a listen. We gave some updates already. We'll give a little more here momentarily. All right, folks. I tell you what, smack that like. Go ahead and hit that damn sub button if you have not. Hit that like button for us.
Somebody got put into the bathroom already.
Oh,
Put him in the fucking bathroom. Get him out of here. Come
Giro
on.
don't. And look, pregnant Giro is even worse.
Yeah, y'all messing.
I'm just saying, pregnant Giro is worse. Don't bother her right now.
Y'all are
She's
messing
worse.
with the worst version of Giro that you could ever.
And then let me tell you something.
It's
She's
gonna be
bad
fun,
normally.
actually.
She's bad normally.
And there he goes. If a chancleta comes flying across the back of the screen,
She's bad normally, but now forget about it. Let me say something real quick, because this is gonna lead into Aaron Boone talking about the Blue Jays and the gap that does not exist between the two, according to Aaron Boone. Let me talk about this real quick, right? Hear what Francis just said and what we just talked about. McKenzie Gore, another lefty, right? What did Max Fried, Francis, and Carlos Rodon do against the Toronto Blue Jays in the postseason?
I think the politically correct term would be they got their shit pushed in, Pete.
I mean, is it
That's what
fair? Is it fair to say you got supreme confidence in those guys against a team like the Blue Jays with that lineup they have, and then potentially adding to that?
I have a supreme lack of confidence.
Okay, that's fair.
That's where I'm at. Yeah.
Knowing that you are getting Garrett Cole back, and rightfully so, as Francis said, which is very fair, you don't know who you're getting back. He's a year older. He's now having Tommy John surgery. I mean, we don't really know. You don't really know what you're going to get back. Now, the good news is Cam Schlittler, you hope, can take the next step, right? Or there could be a sophomore slump. There could be some things that, teams have picked up, or he could be good. We don't know. None of this stuff you know. But knowing what your division is, and knowing that the Boston Red Sox, apparently, I mean, we never know what the Red Sox, but apparently they're interested in just about everybody. Pete Alonso, Bo Bichette, Kyle Tucker, this one, Kyle Schwarber. They're in on everyone is what they want. We'll see what they actually do.
That's been a common refrain with Boston.
It has been
over the last couple of years. Remember the Soto stuff last year?
Yep.
I mean,
they never pulled the trigger really.
Some of the best content last year was the Soto to Boston stuff. Offer them
Big Poppy and everybody coming out. Yeah, he's coming here and this and that.
offer
and-
them to be celebrating the Mets signing him. Like
What was our dude's name
couple
again?
of cups.
Mariano something. What was his name? Mariano, the reporter from DR.
Ooh.
Mariano something. Remember?
Yeah.
And we were.
Oh yeah.
The dude that was like a Red Sox guy over there. He was like, "Yeah, it's done deal. He's coming here. I
Yeah,
can't wait."
you're right. No, it was
I mean,
crazy.
shit, we
to me.
lost that deal anyway. So.
No, we didn't sign him. But I'm saying the worst thing that could happen is you go out and shake ass for months that your team is going to sign the guy from the Yankees and whatever, and then you're celebrating that the Mets signed him. Like, what kind of cuck are you? Like, like you gotta I'm sorry, you gotta wake up pretty early in the morning to be that level of lame. Let me.
Have you cucking that early?
Yeah,
you got a problem. That's like drinking by yourself once you wake up in the morning. It's like you might have a problem.
Coffee. Have a cup of coffee. Put some toast in the damn toaster. What's wrong with you?
Cup of coffee in the big time, yeah. Cup of coffee in the big time.
Have a little avocado. All right, come on, enjoy yourself.
But get avocado toast. I love it.
Guys, we got over 530 people in there. Do me a favor, smack that like, hit that sub if you have not. Getting back to what I was talking about when it comes to Boone is, wouldn't you like to add another hard thrower, strikeout, miss bats, right-handed starting pitcher?
Yeah.
I mean, depending on, and look, I've never shied away against good lefties at Yankee Stadium. I know that. But you do also got to kind of map around your, toughest threats.
You already have two good lefties.
And that's my point. You got him already. Let's be honest here.
That's
Okay, remember the year that Rodon had last year. And chat, answer this question.
Unless they're trading
Remember
Rodon,
the year.
I don't know.
Unless they trade Rodon, he's open to doing that, which he seems like he's really settled into New York and loves it. I don't know if he's going to be quick to say, yeah, I'll go now. Let's just say we know the year Rodon had last year. We know the year that Max Fried had.
Yeah.
You think McKenzie Gore puts up that year?
No, I don't think. Like, come on. Like, I don't mean to do. I hate that the Yankees make me do this to certain players
because you're not trying to shit on the guy.
Oh, I like McKenzie Gore.
Me too.
I liked him I like him. Okay, I like him. I really do. It's very all right. There's a list of pitchers who Francis does not like to watch. Okay, and trust me,
Framber Valdez.
He's one of them. But I used to pitch. I love watching pitchers do their thing. McKenzie Gore is a guy whose potential is literally through the roof. But I have to have this conversation because the Yankees are talking about maybe we're gonna try. And who knows? At the end of the day, the interest that could be reported could have been like a quick phone call, like, oh, he's available.
Of course.
Even though, if you are calling Washington, I'd love for you to be talking about another guy who's possibly available instead of McKenzie Gore. But I guess it's a conversation we can get into later.
Yeah.
But dude, I don't think McKenzie Gore is putting up a Rodon season. Especially not in his first year with New York.
So then why not Imai when he just costs money, man? And that's my biggest. And God, man, I did this on All Rise this morning. It's like, man, I don't want to keep doing this. And it's money. You're the Yankees. I almost want to cry. I'm not even joking. I almost want to cry. Be like, why are you guys doing this? Why are you making life so difficult on yourself? It's legitimately money. And I know some people said they felt like Brian Cashman was kind of confident saying that, yeah, we're going to talk about Imai. I don't feel like he was when I watched the Yes Network interview. The Yes Network interview, brushed it off. He's like, no, I didn't bring him up with Boris. I don't know, the Japanese players. Yeah, but we'll see. It was like a word salad around nah, I'm not going to even mention this shit. Yamamoto was different. He's like, yeah, shit, everybody's interested in Yamamoto. Who wouldn't be? Imai, they were like, yeah,
He was more confident on the MLB Network desk.
I gotta watch that one because by the way, just a little insight to me and Francis. Francis hit me up. He's like, I'm a little confident, a little bit after hearing Brian Cash talking MLB Network. I was like, did you hear the one on Yes? I was like, the one on Yes did not give me confidence whatsoever.
I didn't. So it's funny. I didn't watch that one until you said that. Then I was like, okay, I got to go back and check that one out. So I did watch that, and it's absolutely strange, right? Because these happened the same day. He has the same clothes on in both, and they were posted on the same. So
okay.
These two interviews are from the same day, and yet it's two different people. Okay, when he is with the Yes Network, for me, I get what Peter's saying. I sat there and I'm just like, huh? He said at one point, he's like, yeah, I mean, at the outside of the offseason, you have to understand that we lost and we lost two really good players out there in the outfield. So, Trent accepting that offer kind of, took that one of those off. I was like, wait. I'm going to hold you right there. Right there. Trent Grisham is not in the same conversation as Cody Bellinger.
He's
okay?
not. He's not.
What the
I
hell
agree.
are we talking about?
I agree. He's not.
And he referred to him as a borderline all-star. Calm your tits, Brian. Okay? What are you talking about, dogs? Like, I get it. You have to try and justify the move because the only people who have agreed with you are the nerds who want to twerk for you. Outside of you and them, everybody else looked at Trent Grisham coming back on the $22 million deal in 2026 and said, wow, the Yankees are really wild. So I get it. You have to defend it. And hey, I understand it. I understand it, okay? Oh, the guy Kev put it, Mariano Pepin.
Mariano Pepin. That's
Our
my guy.
Mariano
Shout
Pepin.
out to Mariano Pepin.
But
yeah.
But bro,
My best friend looked good in Boston.
but to go that far and say certain, I was like, whoa, this is not reassuring at all. And even the way he spoke about Bellinger, he's like, yeah, no, Bellinger, he's a guy, like, I know we're a little too left-handed, but he's a guy who hits, righties and lefties and whatever. Yeah, no, Brian, we understand his splits are okay, but he still bats from the left side. This is what we're talking about. Do you understand what we're saying there, Brian? Like, are you, because on the MLB Network desk, he sees that. So now my question is, which interview was first and which interview was last? Because I'm hoping that there was a conversation in between those interviews that changed his demeanor.
I hope so, but the Yes Network one, it didn't give me
doesn't
confidence
inspire
at all,
confidence.
man. I watched. I'm like,
Does
it's just
not
nothing.
inspire confidence.
It's a big word salad with a lot of dressing on it, and it's sloppy and messy. And I'm like,
it's
this guy. I can't watch this and be like, let's go. I had no confidence whatsoever in what that man was saying.
It's also a ringing endorsement for the Yankees as currently constituted.
Correct.
He praised the names that are already in the building so many times and so vehemently that I'm like, I mean, brother, honestly, if you feel that way about the team, what the fuck are you even doing at the winter meetings? Excuse my French.
Just pack your shit and go home.
Like, why are you even there? I mean, you were
go with Hal on his boat in Italy.
No, he literally at one point of the yesterday, he's complaining. He's like, oh yeah, I don't know why we even do these things because now, a lot of the business is done via text anyway. My guys, I get a text, I put it in our group chat with our team's chat, which, brother, come on, brother. What the hell? A team's chat. A team's chat. I got a team's chat at my job. Okay, I work in but you guys are the freaking Yankees. What are we doing? Teams. He's like, yes, I might put something in there if somebody sends a vomiting emoji.
Oh, Francis is cooking today, bro.
Bro, what are we talking about, brother? Because I never, what it was is that I didn't see it, bro. I didn't see it, and then you said it, and I went, and all the confidence I had, it was like, just.
I told you.
Every word he said, I was just like, no.
Yeah.
Bro,
I can't believe it. That was you watching it.
Bro, at one point, Bob Lorenz said, "Do you've been a GM, so long that you were a GM when there wasn't even social media." He's like, "You remember?" And he makes a comment like, "Oh, you remember how good that time is?" I'm like, brother. This is the problem. He
mentioned he tried to do like a little slick thing. He was like, "Yeah, I stay on social media now. There's a lot of hate there."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, Brian, please. You're the fucking GM of the Yankees. Grow up. What's the matter with you? What's the matter with you guys? Grow up a little bit."
Also, we know he's on social media.
100%.
He sees everything.
David says, "I agree with you, Francis, but I also see the Yanks do this every single year when the writers and the athletes, the articles come out and they're saying they talk to players, but then nothing happens. Yep, we see that all the time." David Kev says, "Why didn't Cash call for CJ Abrams? Fuck it." Maybe he did. Who the hell knows? Doubt that. And Anthony Volpe is on,
Not the way he spoke about Volpe on Yes.
Oh, no.
You notice though, he spoke about Volpe like that on Yes, but he ain't do it on MLB Network. Why? Yes is the Yankee channel. MLB Network is the entire league. You ain't talking about Volpe like that to the entire rest of the league, brother, because everybody's going to look at you like you're crazy.
Yeah, he's crazy, all right. Frank Quotez says, "Hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
I heard Cashman saying that right now the Yankees have a good team without making some big changes. He's out of his mind. With this team like it's right now, we are not going nowhere, brother." And yep, then he put that in there again. Let's go ahead. I think we got one from Rod Thompson. I want to move on real quick. "I knew we were doomed when I spotted Boone driving the Volpe truck to Florida this morning." God, I tell you what. Let's matter of fact, speaking of Boone, this is going back to what I was saying before about getting a right-handed pitcher, talking about, your division rival, the Toronto Blue Jays, who have definitely got better this offseason. There's no denying that.
Already.
We'll see what happens with Bo Bichette and all that, and
Kyle
if he
Tucker.
goes back there or somewhere else, and Kyle Tucker. So let me go ahead and play this clip right here. This is Aaron Boone being asked about the gap between the Yankees and the Blue Jays as it stands right now. Let's take a listen.
Good look at his face.
Is smaller than a lot of people think.
Yeah.
What tells you that?
Well, I mean, we ended with identical records last year. I mean, I don't want to discount that they kicked our ass last year. Like, I don't take it out of context. Like,
I'm taking it out of context.
so I mean, I would say the gap is probably. I mean, we have the exact same record, and but you know, they obviously were a great team last year, and you know, an eyelash away from winning a world championship. So you know, they certainly proved to be the better team this year, and hopefully, you know, we can close that gap and pass them and others this year.
Well, there you have it. A regular Aaron Boone answer, even when baseball's, you know, not around. You know, at the end of the day, I go back to a person I respect a lot when it comes to baseball. That's Alex Rodriguez, who basically said those 94 wins and that record is like the most bullshit, in other words, bullshit record wins in the planet. And that's not even me necessarily just beating up on the Yankees here, but you know, on paper, there's no denying it. We all said it. On paper, you could make an argument that the Yankees may have been one of the better teams, or maybe the best team in the American League. But our problem has always been with the Yankees is how does it transition on paper? And guess what? Every time they were faced against the Toronto Blue Jays, it was like a joke. It was like a joke. The Blue Jays,
It was a
Boone
joke.
Boone said it. They kicked their, I mean, they beat the shit out of them, to put it another way. I mean, they legitimately beat the shit out of them. Me and Francis talked about this last time he was on. They were a judge home run going foul a few inches away from being swept by the Toronto Blue Jays and not even making it the series. The Blue Jays are going to walk right through them, and that would have been it. It was a joke to them. They knew it. And that's why they were so confident, basically clowning the Yankees throughout the year. And knowing, and, you know, Vlad is very confident facing the Yankees. A lot of the guys on the team was very confident on facing the Yankees. And it's look, do I expect Aaron Boone to come back and go, well, they're a way better team than us, and, you know, we got a long way to go. But I would simply say, look, yeah, man, they beat us up. There's a gap. We got to get better. I mean, that's the way that one really should be answered. I have faith in the guys we have now, but we have to add to that. Like, don't get me wrong here. We have to add to what this club already has. And somebody earlier this morning on All Rise, they said, Pete, if they got Bellinger, but then they still got another bat and they got Imai, would that make you happy? And I said, yeah, that'll make me happy. No doubt about it. Why wouldn't I be? Because if they were to get Imai, it's why I've been kind of trying to map out this roadmap for the Yankees all off season. You guys remember me and Francis did a show, and he was like, you're not even coming near like well over $300 million with what you've proposed.
No.
And the craziest thing is, out of doing all that, you could then make additional trades because now you do have that gap of all these young pitchers that teams are apparently, you're hearing rumors about Carlos Agranje, and teams are interested in ERC, which they should be, rightfully so, two very good young talents. But that allows you just to do more. And Francis, on that Yes Network interview, he probably did the same on the MLB one. He was talking about right-handed hitting. And man, there's a part of me, I got fans telling me, Pete, keep talking about it because you're right. And then you got other fans saying, how do you waste your breath, bro? Like not even in a bad way towards me, but they're just like, you keep doing something and saying stuff that you know is not going to happen. And I'm like, I get it. But I listen to the Yankees and I go, it's my job here to then say, well, this is a solution.
Yeah.
How is Bo Bichette not being talked about as a primary target? I'm legitimately confused. Francis, you've been bringing this up since the start. Jazz is going to be a free agent, and we all believe Jazz might outprice himself for the Yankees.
I think he already has. I'm sorry.
Guess what? Everybody, and look, this is me saying it. I understand that Bo Bichette's not a good defensive shortstop. We know that. He's going to be a second baseman. He already started that transition. You could say it was the knee or not. I believe Bo Bichette knows I'm probably getting off shortstop. The Yankees have an easy choice to simply go, we got your replacement. Let's go ahead and just, this year, maybe we need you at short for one. We know your bat is going to significantly improve us. How is he not a guy that they have not rolled the carpet out yet for? I just don't get it. And I still got Yankee fans saying, that's not the hill to die on, bro.
Because they're idiots. You understand? Like, there are idiots everywhere. Like the meme, like the Buzz Lightyear meme. Idiots everywhere. Like, when people bring up the defense on Bo Bichette, they bring it up as if we have a platinum glover at shortstop.
Yep.
Anthony Volpe won 1 Gold Glove, and even that one was arguable. What are you talking about? You guys talk about Anthony Volpe like he's this end-all, be-all, the greatest freaking that he's Ozzie Smith out there. Give me a freaking break. I don't give a shit. Like, what are you talking? You compare? Oh, Bo Bichette's horrible defensively, and Volpe's that much better.
Apparently,
He's that much better. Are you kidding me?
he is.
How many times do we see him kick balls around in freaking serious do-or-die situations? And you want to talk to me about Bo Bichette's defense? Bro, as far as I'm concerned, they both suck defensively. The difference between them is that one of them is not a 0 to the left with a bat in his hand. You want to talk to me about defense. Don't talk to me about freaking defense, please.
How many, again, I'll
Brian
bring this up
Cashman
one
had the
more
audacity
time.
to say that we went to the World. He's like, well, you know, we went to the World Series with Anthony Volpe in 2024. You went to the World Series with Juan Soto. Why are you lying to people?
God.
How dare you? Like, what he said when I heard that shit on Yes,
I heard that. I
almost threw my phone, my brand new phone. I almost freaking yeeted this shit all the way to Florida to hit him in the back of his head. What are you talking about? We went to the World Series with Anthony Volpe at shortstop. You went to the World Series with Juan Jose Soto de Pacheco. That's how you got to the World Series. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Just lying to people. You're just lying. Talk about defense. Give me a break. They're not gonna extend Jazz. We know
And
that.
the craziest thing is, right now I got a poll in the chat, guys. Go ahead, hit that like button first for us. Still about over 520 in here. We got 84% right now in this chat, with well over almost 600 people in the chat right now. 82% saying yes, Bo Bichette should be a top target. I'll be honest with you, man. I don't care if people get mad at me. I don't care if people get mad at me. They disagree. Whatever, man. Disagree all you want. Get upset with me. I'm not going to stop talking about the guy because, again, a lot of the free agent targets that I've been saying the Yankees should go after that they've passed on have went on to become really good players. Even trade targets that I've talked about that the Yankees have passed on have became really good players. You know, people also, you want to talk about a lot of guys. Shit. Look at the Toronto Blue Jays. Who's chilling in center field right now for the Blue Jays? Dalton who?
Varsho.
Yep. Dalton Varsho was a very easy get for the Yankees. They were one of the teams interested. Wouldn't it be nice right now to know that Dalton Varsho was running around center field for the Yankees? And I know, he had a bad first year, but Dalton Varsho was a guy that hit 30 homers in Arizona. He was catching. He was playing center field, left field. He was doing everything. He's built like a tank. It's like, yeah, that's kind of the guy that you got to be interested in to go after. The Yankees passed on him. And now he went off with the Blue Jays and was a pretty good player throughout the whole time for them. Missed some time, yeah, but still a really good player. But the Yankees are here giving $22 million to Trent Grisham. That's what we're doing. That's where we are right now. Zilla says, if they don't sign Imai, I only want to see them trade for Joe Ryan or Peralta unless something bigger is on the table. Bichette should be the right-handed batter. It's as clear as day, man. And, you know, for a lot of the people, I've read and I've seen a lot of the arguments. I've read and I've seen a lot of the arguments from a lot of Yankee fans that have basically come out and said, no, I don't think Bo Bichette is the move. I'll be honest with you guys. The argument is always crazy to me because it just doesn't make sense. The argument is either, well, you know, you're signing a worse defensive player for 8 years. A bad defensive player for 8 years. Francis, how many
Juan Soto a good defensive player?
No.
Okay.
Thank you. Is Kike Hernandez and Teoscar Hernandez good defensive players? In the outfield?
Yeah.
Where did those guys go? Oh, they held up the second World Series title in a row.
Is that
so? The problem is, you guys, you know what it is? Yes, that's it. But you know what it is? That's what happens when you build a team on a spreadsheet.
Exactly.
That's what happens when you build a team on a spreadsheet. That's it. What happens when you build a team on a spreadsheet is all your numbers got to hit. All your numbers got to hit. You got to sit there and go, well, we need that defense there. We need that. These are the same guys that would have hated Derek Jeter. No, don't re-sign Derek. No, what are you, nuts? You can't give Derek Jeter a $200
They would have let Derek Jeter walk. They would have let Derek Jeter walk.
You can't give Derek Jeter a $200+ million contract. Let me tell you guys something. When you look at Bo Bichette's numbers, his defense and all that, he ain't too far off compared to Derek Jeter. And that people are going to say, oh, come on, Pete. He is one of the most clutch players in baseball. What happened to clutch? Is that something that we've all forgotten about because we've won dick since 09?
They don't believe in it.
He is one of the most, Scott Wright. Scott Wright's in the chat. Scotty, give me the numbers, Scott. You always do it. This is why I love this community. It's like everybody's a co-host. Give me the numbers, Scotty Wright. He is one of the best hitters in baseball with runners in scoring position. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you guys something. Guess what? The Yankees don't have a starting shortstop. If you believe they do, you're out your mind. And one, he's going to be out till May. He is a .330 hitter in his career with runners in scoring position. And you got people saying, don't bring this guy here. That's a major mistake. He's high. He's terrible. I mean, honestly, I feel like I'm living in a different fucking world. I feel like I'm living in a different planet.
These people.
How in the world can you see a guy like Bo Bichette and go, all right, look, let me look ahead. 1 year defensively as shortstop. One. Then he just switches to second base, should be fine. You got people going, no, you can't do that. Why?
It might not even be 1 year. Again, if this front office could get creative, I mean, how hard is it to trade Jazz Chisholm? It's not that freaking hard.
Damn, what's the word he used?
For Jazz Chisholm?
No. I like to say creative trades. He gave it a new name.
Challenge trades. Challenge trades, of course. It's the most Yankee phrase I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, challenge trades.
I challenge you to this horrible trade. Brian, all jokes aside, Brian, throw me into the group chat. The team's chat. Throw me into the team's chat. Just let Francis into the team's chat. I know none of you are going to listen to me anyway. But I just want to be in the room when y'all are getting y'all shit off in there. Cause I'm telling you, man, I think I would have some of the most, craziest laughs that I ever had in my life. Hey guys, challenge trade just came in. Mad eye emojis in the chat. He's like, guys, Mike Talkman. Get the fuck out of here. What are you challenge trade? I'm just saying, bro.
So what are you doing?
How hard is it, in theory, to trade a Jazz Chisholm? 1 year left, 30 home runs, 40 stolen bases.
Not hard at all.
The most athletic players in baseball, won you a game in the playoffs this year with his athleticism after being benched. Questions about the mental makeup, of course, but it's 1 year. You get a trial run to see if you really want to keep him there long term. And if you don't, you let him walk. You give him his walking papers after a year. He's a very solid player. He's going to sell you jerseys. He's going to get eyes on the team because he's that kind of player. You telling me that there's not 12, 13, 14 teams who won't be interested in that? Give me a break. Of course.
Bro, he would be one of the biggest names on the trade market by far.
Of course.
It's not even close.
So what does that mean? That means that you can sign Bo Bichette, trade Jazz Chisholm, and that Jazz Chisholm money will offset some of the Bo Bichette money. But the bigger part of that deal is that now you can immediately install Bichette into second base, which is where he will be for the lion's share of his career with you. So you start him out at second base, and you keep. I still don't believe in keeping your golden boy Volpe. I'm sorry, I'm done with Volpe. But people think that when I say sign Bo Bichette, you got to get Bo Bichette. It's as Volpe's replacement. No.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you on that.
For me, Bo Bichette is Jazz Chisholm's replacement.
I don't disagree with that. Can I ask you a question? Can I throw something at you?
Replace Volpe yet?
Can I throw something? Can I throw something at you real quick? Because this has been a conversation that a lot of people have talked about, and then a lot of times it gets into, oh my God, well they're going to be probably a worse defensive team. If you were to do a move like that, and you say, let's just say for the Yankee side, they like Jazz. They say, you know what, we really don't want to get rid of that potential right now, but we do like Bo at second base. We feel like that's the place he needs to be at. We go ahead and do that. and you just say, hey, Jazz, for that last year, I mean, you're under contract anyway. You're going to play third base for your final year. And we trade McMahon. Yankees go bad, you could trade him at the deadline. Or do you say right now, don't even risk it. Just move it. Have the good defense at third base. Get maybe Ahmed back, and you have that platoon at third base, and simply just say, hell, who the hell knows what we get back for Jazz? Let's go ahead and just do that now. Let's have the 1 year. He's riding high, coming off his best year in the majors. Let's move him now.
So because of the fact that we already have Jose Caballero in the fold, we have Oswaldo Cabrera coming back, and we can bring Ahmed Rosario back for little to nothing, I would 1,000% move Jazz Chisholm to third base. I would 1,000% move Jazz Chisholm to third base and move Ryan McMahon, who, contrary to popular belief, I know Michael K said it will be tough to trade. I do not believe he is tough to trade. He is he's like the equivalent of a 3-and-D guy in the NBA. Okay. His defense is impeccable. There are no questions about his glove there at third base. He made some dazzling plays regular season in the playoffs. He is a phenomenal third baseman. Now, the bat. The bat is the quintessential bat of today. Okay. 3 true outcomes: strikeout, walk, home run. Like, that's who he is, right? Does he hit a ton of home runs? Is he going to be a 40 home run guy? Probably not. Would it shock anybody if he hits 25 home runs for a team and plays platinum glove third base for them? No, I don't think it should. And I think that there are plenty of teams out there who could welcome that into their lineup as a lefty guy with some pop, and then also on their infield as a defensive guy who is locked down over there. Don't tell me it's tough to trade Ryan McMahon. It's not. It's
not. We've
have
been
to
saying
find
that
the
here
trade
for a while.
partner.
I don't.
Now,
yeah.
Is it tough to win a Ryan McMahon trade? Maybe, but here's the thing.
Probably.
You're not trading Ryan McMahon to win that trade. You can't win every trade. If you're trading Ryan McMahon, the idea is you're getting his money off the books. And 2, you're opening up that position at third base. Those are your wins. Whatever you get back in that trade, you're not winning that. You're losing that by a lot. Okay? So as long as you're not taking on money coming back or whatever, you're good. Okay, they give you a bag of chips. Sorry. Like, get the money off the books and get third base open. And then, yeah, that's why I'd be okay moving Jazz there, putting Bo at second. Anthony Volpe at short, fine, I'll say it, but whatever. I don't like it. But I got Cabrera. I got Caballero. I got Ahmed Rosario. I got a bunch of guys that can go fill in there. It's going late in games, late in playoff games, defensive replacements. I got it. Okay, I'm rolling. Let's do it.
And that's the topic when they were talking about all platoons. I rather the late inning defensive replacements to shore up the infield a little bit. Like those are the type of things that I like more of. I don't like this idea. Me either. I'm not a fan of this platoon thing.
3 and 4 platoon. No, don't get me wrong.
One platoon with a guy like a third. I get
a good one. I like
a good platoon is fine.
1 or 2 of
but
them.
You're talking
4?
4 platoons. That's
no.
You know what that is? That's poor roster construction. Let's call it out for what it is. That's poor roster construction. That's simple.
Here's my argument with it though. Like I can make the argument for platooning on a smaller market team, like on a team where it's like, look, I can't pay that heavyweight contract for a guy that I know I can run out there every day and he's gonna hit righties, he's gonna hit lefties, I don't have that kind of money. So what I do is I get 2 way lesser guys, and one guy really hits righties well, one guy hits really lefty. I get that on smaller market teams. I understand that. And teams that are on rebuild mode, and they're like doing competition between guys or whatever. Cool. I just don't feel like the New York Yankees, who are spending upwards of $300 million every year on that payroll, are supposed to be platooning guys. I'm like, no, gang. I don't see it. Like, what do we? 3 or 4?
Shouldn't be.
It's kind of crazy. Like 1 or 2, I'm cool with. I think catching
1 or 2 max. 2 max for me. I'm sorry. Shouldn't be that many guys.
I think catching, the way that the game has changed and the way that the catcher's position has
fair game
over the years. To me, catching in the major leagues has become a position, and ideally is a platoon position. It's hell on the body, and there just really aren't that many catchers who you look at and say, I gotta have this guy out there every single day. Like, how many can you name off the top of your head? Guys that you say, okay, this guy's a catcher, and if he was on my team, I'm running him out there every single day.
You're talking about the elites of the elites.
It's Cal Raleigh.
You're talking Wilson Contreras.
You can, what? You make the argument Real Muto's still one of those guys?
Nah, probably not.
I don't
that's
know.
Tough.
I'm just saying,
that's tough.
Like,
probably not as much
maybe
anymore,
you get to 4. Maybe
Kirk.
Alejandro Kirk is one of those.
Kirk is definitely one of them you want behind the plate as much as possible, but it's not. The position. Look, let me tell you why the position's not
It's not
that
the
great.
same.
It's just not a great position anymore.
No.
Austin Wells' numbers is top 5 in many categories,
I
and
was
people want to
telling-
rip his head off. People want to rip Austin Wells apart. I'm like,
I
bro,
was
look
DMing
at. Sorry.
No,
Like, I know people don't like hearing this, but
the fact,
compare it to the peers. I mean, like, you talk about I want to replace him, but with who?
bro.
Like, with who? Legitimate. Like, Francis, right? Find a good right-handed comp, and you'll have a very good little platoon. So if you got a platoon at catcher and a platoon at third, let's say worst case scenario is, I don't got a problem with that. I got a problem with this idea that they're talking about, well, there's, 4 platoons. 4 platoons?
no.
4 platoons?
Will
That's like
Smith-
Willem Dafoe in Platoon. You end up that way.
Yeah.
With 400 bill holster you, and that's it.
I saw Will Smith's name thrown in there. I'll give you that. I'm not 100% sold on it, but
But the
Will
fact
Smith
is, you can't.
won a
There's
lot.
not 10 guarantees.
Yeah,
Is there
no-
10 guarantees?
I saw Adley's name in there. Adley Rushman is no longer a guarantee. There's still
He gotta rebound at a big
there's a
way for
lot
that
of
to happen.
potential there. Don't get me wrong. I'm not shitting on Rushman. I just
Yeah.
think there's a ton of potential for sure.
Agreed.
But he's still got to prove. He got to bounce back in a big way. All I'm saying is that's where the position is right now. Like, just
Agreed.
look at Austin Wells, like Pete just said, and that is the perfect example of where the catcher's position is. That Austin
Agreed.
Wells can have the season that he had last year and still be considered one of the top 10 best catchers at his one of the top 10 players at his position in MLB. That's where the position is.
100%. I'm right there with you. Frank Quiltes says, honestly, if the Yankees don't make big changes, we are not going to the playoffs. Frank, man, we'll definitely talk about that as the season gets a little closer, but probably a lot of people feel the same way. Diego, my guy, says, I don't get how you don't look 2026 as future-proofing right now. Bichette, Tucker, and Imai, future-proof. And it opens you to more trades to future-proof. Great way of putting it. Something else that we've talked about a lot here is that you need that. Where is the Yankees core? What is that core? What is that group of players that the Yankees have with Aaron Judge? Look, this is something I'm going to keep repeating as many times as I need to. We are going to look back. Aaron Judge is going to have his last at-bat in the major leagues as a major league player. He's going to have it. There could be a very real possibility that we look back and go, wow, think about every offseason that we passed and passed and passed and passed. Shohei Ohtani left his situation, which is very different than Judge's, by the way, in Los Angeles with the Angels, went to the Dodgers and was like, I'll win multiple. I might win 5 World Series by the time I'm done. You don't know. Shohei Ohtani sitting back like, damn, man, I'm going to the Hall of Fame. I got rings. I'm one of the greatest players ever. The other guy who was considered one of the greatest players ever, too, he was a great offensive player, but, man, he ain't never won a ring. I mean, that shit is scary to really think about it. Future-proof is the way the Yankees should be looking at this. You only got a few more years with this guy. Hung like a what? Hung like a moose. Look at this. Yankees have 8 fully capable starters when healthy. Unless it's Skeens or Scooble, starter should be the last thing. Bow for Jazz and trade for Quan. Easy. Now, my only pushback on that slightly, is you're including a lot of young arms there that have never pitched in the majors. And again, you're the Yankees. So a guy like Imai, to me, really balances your team out. And again, you're talking about a 27-year-old starter. You're not talking about a guy that's 32. You're talking about a 27-year-old starter. There's another lefty starter in Japan. I don't know if he's going to be posted this year or next. Not this year. I don't know if it's next year. Could be next year. Miyagi, a lefty. Mr. Miyagi. I'm not joking. Look him up. Filthy stuff. Stupid stuff. And his numbers are bananas throughout his career. Just he's going to be here very soon.
Yeah.
Hush says, I'm sorry, friends. Let me get this last one real quick.
Yeah.
What's up, guys? Hope everyone is good. Daily reminder that someone once said Tucker would turn into another Ellsbury. That statement deserves a plaque. Yes, I was told that the other day, Francis, in the chat, that Tucker is Ellsbury.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Yep, that's what I was told.
He put another one in there. There's 2 more.
Oh, Rocket Man. Yankees passed on a great shortstop, Correa, Trey Turner, and Seager. This is our last shot to sign a great shortstop. Bichette, if not, we'll be doomed with Volpe forever. Well, what's going to happen is the Yankees are going to let him run his course and go, well, it didn't work. And they'll move on. And they will never acknowledge that everybody was right. They'll just simply say, didn't work out, guys. Yep, have a good day. We'll move on. Hush again says, We playing in the hardest division right now. Yeah, Boston, Toronto are upgrading, but you can never count out the Orioles. Hey, speaking of the Orioles, apparently, listen to this, Francis. It's going to make them a lot better potentially. They're apparently battling the Phillies for Kyle Schwarber.
Kyle Schwarber, yeah.
And they're saying it's real. That Baltimore is stepping up, that they're really pushing for Kyle Schwarber and Camden Yards. Think about that. Think about Kyle Schwarber and Camden Yards. You forget about that team a little bit.
Kyle
But
Schwarber.
they got a pretty decent group of players there. If those guys go off a bit, they're healthy at the same time. That offense could be rather nasty.
Kyle Schwarber's market is amazing. He's got the most robust market in December that I can remember. I mean, he's been linked to Baltimore. He's been linked to returning to Boston. He's been linked. Obviously, the Phillies are still the front runners. He's been linked to the Mets. He's been linked. Pittsburgh apparently has an offer on the table for him, upwards of $100 million. He's also been linked to his hometown, the Cincinnati Reds. Like, bro, that's mad freaking teams. Like, his market is crazy right now. They loved it. I mean, hey, a lot of love for Kyle Schwarber right now. And he's well deserving. He's a great hitter for you to plug into your lineup and immediately inject that power aspect to it. So I understand why that's happening.
No doubt about it. Rowdy, my guy, says, Sup P, Francis, NYU fam. I'm hoping at this point we focus heavily on pitching and run prevention, given our mess in the outfield. Give me Imai. Everybody is excited about Imai, and I'm sad that I can sit here and tell you guys I highly doubt he will be a New York Yankee at this point, but we'll see. Another update here from our good friend Darius, the one, the only Glover, says the Yankees are among teams interested in Brewers reliever Trevor McGill per Joel Sherman. There you see McGill's numbers right here last year. A couple of years in a row now of under a 3 ERA, 50 games last year, 30 saves overall, 47 innings pitched, 60 Ks. So the Yankees, one of the things I will say that they definitely needed to improve upon out of the bullpen is velo. They needed to improve upon velocity. The two names we mentioned in Keller and McGill throw very hard. So these are two guys that definitely unleash the baseball quite a bit and can certainly miss bats to go along with, as Francis said, your Fernando Cruz, your Duvals, your David Bednars. The Yankees bullpen could have a chance to look very, very different than did last year. I would say the one arm they are missing is a lefty. I'm with you on that, Francis. One of the names we mentioned quite a bit is Gregory Soto. I know Gregory Soto is still available. I don't think that's another guy that's going to take some, monster contract. Had a bit of a up and down. A guy that does walk a lot of batters. He's not the most consistent around the strike zone, but he's effectively wild. No doubt about that. And look, you got Tim Hill. My concern with Tim Hill is how much longer is he going to do it? Tim Hill he was very underrated by a lot of fans last year. A lot of fans did not like Tim Hill. He's not flashy, I get it, but Tim Hill did his job. He did his job. Besides for Tim Hill, who's your lefty? And I mean, I'm not out here twerking for friggin' Gregory Soto and being his biggest cheerleader here.
No.
But Gregory Soto would put a little something into the Yankees bullpen that at least you got a lefty that can, at least miss some bats, throws hard. Different look than what the Yankees currently have, because you got to remember one thing, and I was a fan of Brent Hedrick, if you guys remember earlier in the year, but Brent Hedrick's also not a guy that he was ending the year at about 95 miles an hour, but he's not as big of a different look than, let's say, a Tim Hill is. You want somebody that's very, very different. Tim Hill gets a lot of ground balls. Gregory Soto is going to come in there and just see the ball, hit the ball type guy. Brent Hedrick's a guy that's going to have to hit his spots a little more. So again, I'm not out here cheerleading for the Yankees to get Gregory Soto, but if we're looking at potential arms that are available via free agency, out of the lefties that's available, he's probably the smartest potential pick, and he also pitched in New York, which could help a little bit.
Yeah, McGill, I'm not the biggest fan of again.
Okay.
And I won't go on a long diatribe about it, but I will say, similar to the Brad Keller stuff, NL Central. I mean, he Cubs, Brewers guy, and yeah.
He pitched for the Mets for a few years too?
You're thinking of Tyler McGill.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So my I don't know, bro. I just not your
favorite.
No, like it's gonna sound it's gonna sound whatever people are gonna be. I mean, these guys are good pitchers. Francis, Keller, McGill, they are. But if we didn't have Fernando Cruz, I'm all for it. I think
Facts.
that's the part that people are
I see
missing.
where I
You
know
what I'm
I know
saying?
where you're coming from. Yeah, I know
Get
where
it?
you're
Like
coming from.
we already have Fernando Cruz. Like
Yeah.
unless Fernando Cruz. Oh, I don't even want to say this.
No, don't say it. Don't say it.
But you know what I'm saying? Unless
Yeah.
there's something that we don't know, that would explain a lot.
Yeah.
That would explain a ton. If there's a situation that we're not aware of, and it's like, oh, okay, now I get it. But as far as I'm concerned, Fernando Cruz is that guy for me. So like you're getting me another Fernando Cruz, and he's not even the lefty version. It's just another right-handed guy. Like I don't
Fair.
want. I want the left-handed
fair.
version of Fernando Cruz. That's what I want. I need the
That's very
left-handed
fair.
version of Nando or Doval. Get me that. I know that you don't find that every day. That you're not gonna wake up, fall out of bed, and walk into that deal. But hey, man, that's why I get paid the big bucks, Brian. Figure it
Yeah.
out.
No, I'm there with you, and I understand what you mean. Now, me personally, would I be mad if they signed one of those guys? No, I don't think I would be mad if they signed any of those guys at all. But at the end of the day, I'm with you on that. I think the Yankees need to figure out who's a lefty that you need there, and that's the reason. That's the only reason why I bring up a Gregory Soto. Like, trust me, man, I'm not sitting here saying sign Soto. That's the guy, Gregory. It's not. I'm not doing that for that reason. I'm with Francis in that regard. I wouldn't be mad if they signed one of these guys, but I'm with him. I agree with him.
Yeah.
It's the idea of we got those right-handers though, and yeah, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. They could help. We know that, but you need the different look. That's why I mentioned look. You right now, your two lefties are Tim Hill, who again I don't have a problem with, and the other one's Brent Hedrick right now, unproven. Don't know what he could be. Yeah, he had his ups and downs a bit. The Yankees liked him so much, they sent him down after about a week, and you never heard from him again until about the end of the year. That's how much apparently the Yankees like him. That is what they're saying now. We really like Brent Hedrick. I don't buy it. I like Brent Hedrick, but I don't buy that the Yankees really like Brent Hedrick, and they believe he's going to be such a big staple to their bullpen this year from the left side. I don't buy that.
Isn't it funny how the Yankees love everybody in the winter?
And they never play him.
In the wintertime, they love everybody. In the winter,
All the time.
they love Dominguez. They love Brent Hedrick. They love Rodriguez Cruz. Oh, they're in love, folks. They're in love. They love everybody in the winter. And then May and June come around, and these guys can't buy an inning. Like, what? I'm not reading into that stuff. I'm sorry. I'm just not. I'm going to go. Don't tell me how much you like the guy or you love him or I don't want to put pressure on him because he's so good. I don't believe any of that. I'm going to believe it when I see it. You like a guy, play him. You like Dominguez? I don't believe that. You want me to believe that? Play him.
It's not Dominguez's fault that everybody played so good, and then the manager had to play the best players on the field. And,
No, it's not Dominguez's fault that Trent Grisham is Barry Bonds. I had no idea. No, of course not. No. Who am I? What am I thinking? He's like, he's also pretty athletic too. He's really fast. I should have mentioned him when we were talking about stolen bases. He's so fast. Yeah, really fast sitting on that bench. So fast.
Unbelievable. Let's do something else here. Let's switch it up a little bit. There's another rumor that the Yankees have another player that could definitely fit their team that there's no interest in from the Yankees, apparently. Rocket Man says an MLB insider said the Dodgers are negotiating for Skubal. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. If they got him right now, I wouldn't even be shocked. Like at this, I wouldn't be shocked one bit.
No,
that would not surprise me.
Who's the insider though?
Anyway, I don't know who the insider was. So Rocket Man, I don't know if you're looking at anything and throwing that out there, but I feel like that's one of those I would get a message about. Be like, yo, look at this. I didn't get none of those, so I don't know what it is, but
give us who the insider is.
Speaking of other players that are available, Ketel Marte. The Diamondbacks are open to moving Ketel Marte. Guess what, Francis? Guess for what? For starting pitching.
MLB ready starting pitching.
MLB ready starting pitchers for one of the best hitters in the National League. And apparently there has been zero connections directed to the New York Yankees.
Bruh. I mean, that it's laughable, but again, you never know. You never know. I'll say that you never know because Cashman moves in silence. You know what I'm saying? Like our brother Lil Wayne say, moves in silence like the G in lasagna. We don't know. Maybe Ninja Cash is in there on the Arizona stuff. Now, if me and Pete were betting, and I'm gonna throw Pete in there with me because I have a feeling he's on my side in this. If we were betting, we'd say no. we'd
Oh,
say
if I was betting, I'd bet my house.
that it's a no.
I'd bet my house. That is a no.
That it's a no. But
I bet my house.
why is that upsetting? Well, funny you should ask. Because if Arizona is interested in MLB ready starting pitching, the New York Yankees just so happen to have a couple guys. And I'm not talking about even Cam Schlittler. Okay.
One
A
of
lot
Pop
people are gonna
Simonetti's
say-
favorite players, by the way, Ketel Marte.
Pop knows. Pop knows.
He's
I
one of
love
his favorite
Ketel.
players. Matter of fact, do you remember I told you the story? I was for it, but I wasn't going crazy about it. I had one meeting with my pops. Went over to the house. You know what they should get? I said, who? Oh, Ketel Marte. I said, really? You like Marte? My pops had this game on lock.
Yeah.
He had his game on lock. And yeah, Pop Simonetti, huge fan of this dude right here, man. I mean,
How could you not be? Look at that page. Look at it.
I mean, bro, it's
Want
another
to talk about right-handed balance?
Francis. It's another offseason again where there's a lot of options. And I swear, I don't know. I don't want to be that dude, man. I don't want to be that dude because I'm a fan first. We're fans first of this team. I don't want to be the fucking critic, bro. I don't want to be the guy saying you again. But man, I'm telling you, I just feel like it. We're going to look up in February again and go, man, are they really, what? This is what we did. Because you know the obvious moves and they're just unwilling to do it. They refuse to do it's like they don't want people to be right. It's almost like they're like, yeah, it's the obvious move. We don't want to do that. We got to do the not obvious moves. Let's do the moves that make no friggin' sense. David giving Francis some love. Francis, love the way you speaking, giving me laughs, but you're right. Keep doing that.
Hey, we're doing what we do here at the U, brother. At the end of the day, it's like Pete just said. We want to come over here and give you guys laughs the opposite, the different way. We haven't, but you guys, there's a whole side to Pete and myself that you guys have never even witnessed, which is how funny we can be when we're talking our shit about how good our team is. You say you guys have no idea. Like we could have a great time. We could have a really entertaining time shitting on the rest of the league and everybody and say, oh my God, these guys think they're gonna beat us. Are you kidding me? But we can't do that. Why? Because you know what? If these guys think they're gonna beat us, chances are they're right. Okay? If Toronto thinks they're going to beat us, they're not wrong. If Boston thinks they're going to be better than us in 2026, I don't think they're wrong either.
They got a good chance. They're off to a good
if
start. I'll tell you that.
If the Dodgers want to come and still dance on our grave from 2024, even though they're celebrating 2025, they are not wrong. Unfortunately, yeah, and Jira's right. She's like, you haven't seen off cam. Forget about it. I mean, unfortunately, there's a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of the comedy that, it got to stay off cam. But I will say this.
It's true.
I will say this. In regards to the Marte stuff, brother, I mean, it does. It makes all the sense in the world. I mean, you're talking about you get Marte, that automatically makes Jazz Chisholm expendable, which is good because you can trade him in a deal, bring back whatever is still lacking on the team. Maybe put him in a deal somewhere, get a couple arms back, something that could be a reliever, something that can be work in progress, something like that. But you're offsetting a little bit of the money for this season. And then in the years going forward, it's still a very, very, very team-friendly deal. Marte's no spring chicken, but neither is Aaron Judge. Marte's window pairs very nicely with Aaron Judge's window. He's great defensively. He's not as good as he was maybe when he was a little bit younger.
He's still a solid defender at
still
second
very
base.
solid
Yeah, no
defender.
doubt about it.
And again, you want to talk about clutch. Just look back a couple years ago. This guy was nails for Arizona on that World Series run. Me and Pete were there calling that whole World Series. I mean, he was phenomenal. He was a ridiculously tough at bat. I mean, when I was looking at Vladdy Jr. this year, at the beginning of Vladdy Jr. of this playoffs, I was like, yeah, he's giving me those Ketel vibes where it's just like, he just won't be denied. Like, he is the guy on this team and he will not be denied. Like, you're not getting him out in a big situation. He is going to be a pest. And that's what Ketel Marte was for the Diamondbacks. And Vladdy did it a little bit better even in 2025 But I say all that to say,
he's also in phenomenal shape too. Like you do got to look at those things. And there has been injuries in the past, but look, this is not a, a lot of times guys wear down a bit. You get worried about, what's their mental makeup there of, work ethic and all that. There's never been a question about this dude. And also, too, he's known as like one of the better teammates that you always hear around baseballs. Ketel Marte is just that guy. Like, he's a very, very good teammate. Like Francis said, you're talking about a guy that's had MVP caliber years. I mean, look at his on-base percentage. This is something I talk about so much, man. On-base percentage. It needs to be something that you have to talk about if your team has Aaron Judge on it. On-base percentage should be one of the primary things that you focus on for your lineup when Aaron Judge is on your team, because he is the greatest run producer in the planet, or at least he should be. And unfortunately, with the way the Yankees structure their lineups, they usually have a Trent Grisham or Anthony Rizzo batting leadoff, and you don't drive runs in that way. But 358 on base per last 3 years, 358, 372, 376 on base percentage. Again, we've seen this work with Juan Soto, and for some reason, the Yankees do not feel like that is the route that you go back to of something that actually worked. They don't want to go back to that for some reason, and I just do not comprehend it, and I do not understand it, and I never will. And
I feel like
sit here and say, Pete, why do you keep talking about it? Because I don't. I'll never understand it. I'll never understand it.
I feel like they believe that Cody Bellinger is that, though.
And he's not. And that's my
that's
thing.
the
Like, you
disconnect between us
don't make
and them.
me don't make me talk bad about Bellinger, because I like the guy.
But that's what they do. They're making you talk bad about him.
Bro, I was sitting here saying this is a great deal. We gave up nothing for Bellinger. I think he's gonna have a pretty good year. I said that.
It was
I
a
said all
phenomenal
that.
trade. It was a phenomenal.
And he had a very good year, but don't put him in the same category as these other guys, because maybe some people on your team liked him. Oh, he was a good teammate. That's awesome. That's awesome. Great. You know what? Bring him back and get Marte. There you go. Would anybody no, again, this is my problem. Like, we have these conversations. We go, shit, you know what? That is actually not that crazy. Like, when you break it down, this is why I love doing this, because it shows the fans out there that no, you're not crazy. No, you're not nuts. There are a shit ton of options. And guess what? It's not just a Bo Bichette. It's not just a Kyle Tucker. There are legitimate options available that if the Yankees got to get smart and be a little creative, yeah, it's going to take a couple of moves, but it's not insane. It's not MLB The Show. It's not that you're turning on franchise mode and you take the trade thing off and you can trade whoever you want. It's not that. You're literally sitting there going, Cody Bellinger is money. Like Francis said earlier, if you really want him, what's stopping you? They did come out and say that they don't see it as a Soto situation, that they're going to bid themselves like crazy. All right, cute, whatever. But if you really want the guy, make your deal and get him. And as we just been reported now by multiple reporters, including reporters for the Diamondbacks, that they're very much considering moving Marte if they could get major league ready pitching. The Yankees, you can make an argument, might have more of that than anybody.
I mean,
they might have more of it than anyone.
Will Warren, Louis Hill, ERC. I won't throw Lagrange in there just yet, but I think ERC is a guy who you very well can make the argument for, is considered by many around the league as a guy who maybe not to start the season, but midway through this year, definitely by 2027 is going to be a guy making a name for himself in an MLB rotation. Cam Schlittler is an obvious one, but I don't think you need to throw Cam Schlittler in that deal to get that deal done. I do not believe.
I don't think you do either. I don't think you do either.
I think that if a guy like if you said Louis Hill and Will Warren, people are gonna be like, Will Warren. Wait, Will Warren started 33 games for the Yankees last year.
People don't count that as value, and that bothers the shit out of me.
That's very valuable, and he had some very good performances, bro. I mean, let's be real.
In his first year. I mean, look, you guys have heard me say I'm not a fan of Will Warren. There's many times last year when I said, hey, look, I know he's not the best.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, son, as Francis said, he takes the ball. That's value. People forget that that's value. That's why when a lot of people, and look, I'm not comparing him to the move that the Blue Jays made with Dylan Cease, but
no.
Dylan Cease's value is that Dylan Cease takes the ball and he misses bats. Can Dylan Cease have a 4-year ERA next year? Very possible. There's a solid chance that Dylan Cease makes 30 starts and strikes out 200-plus batters. He does it every damn year. That's value. What Will Warren provided was value. And I think other teams would see that and go, yeah, look, this is not an elite guy, but maybe he could be a 4 for us. And that's value. Louis Hill, we expect a lot more from. That's different. Different type of pitcher.
Also, though, okay, a guy like Warren is probably going to struggle pitching against the Los Angeles Dodgers lineup. Maybe he'll have some days where he doesn't pitch the best against the Padres. But I think a lot of the times he's going to go out there and he's going to give your team a chance to win. And I think that's what people kind of miss in today's game. That it's these 4+ ERA guys aren't horrible pitchers. They're not all horrible pitchers. Some of them are, but a lot of them are not all horrible pitchers. A lot of them are giving their team opportunities to win games more often than not. Okay, if a guy like Will Warren is going out there for you every 5th day and pitching you 5 innings of 3-run ball, that ERA is probably going to be around the 4s, especially when you mix in the blowups at the end of the year. But
Facts.
5 innings of 3-run ball is enough to win you games more often than not. If you don't win that game, chances are it wasn't because of Will Warren. So yes, that is value. Louis Hill's potential is through the freaking roof. He was the rookie of the year. The guy throws 100 miles an hour. He's got some of the nastiest breaking stuff you've ever seen. I mean, Louis Hill is a bona fide monster with ace level stuff. Is he still rough around the edges? Maybe, yes, of course. But is he a project that the other 29 teams would toss their head up and say, "Oh, I'm not interested"? Give me. Everybody would be interested in Louis Hill. Are you kidding me?
No doubt about it.
I'm not talking
No
about.
doubt about it.
I'm not saying Clark Schmidt. Why? Because the injuries.
Well, that's we say creative trades, but you're right. I mean, that's if Brian Cash is talking about this challenge trades. Well, those are them. Those are them, because a lot of people could see that and go, "Oh yeah, you're giving up some of your pitching now. All right, well, you got to do something there, right?" Well, that's how it works. That's the type of idea that is. And when they asked him about what the challenge trade is, my man said, Jesus Montero for Michael Pineda.
Challenge trade. He's
that
talking
type
about,
of deal.
He's talking about trades like it was a Pokemon battle. What are you talking about?
Pikachu, go!
I choose you. What are you Pineda.
Gengar, I choose you.
Challenge trades. Yo,
Mike Fishman, go!
Who wrote this shit? Challenge trade. Who came up with it?
Who came up with it?
Hold
on.
You think it was Brian?
No. That's Mike Fishman in the nerd
That's
department.
Fishman right there.
That's Mike Fishman in the nerd department. I'd put every dollar on it I got. That is Mike Fishman and the nerd department. They went out there and said, we call this a challenge trade. What we mean by challenge is that it's going to be a player for a player, maybe. That's going to hurt both sides. That's exactly what it was. And they pulled their pants up in their suspenders and they snapped them when they say it.
Only
with the big glasses on and all that. That's what they did. Rocket Man says, this team cannot be that stupid and dumb to run it back with the exact same lineup. Look, I don't know if they'll run it back with the exact same lineup, but they very well could.
You sure about that, Rocket Man?
My question is this. Let's make this very simple, right? If I were to ask you right now, what is the obvious move, like the most likely move? Would you disagree with me that it's probably Cody Bellinger?
No.
Okay, so let's play the game here.
It's dead obvious.
Let's play the game here. Cody Bellinger returns. Your outfield is Bellinger in left, Grisham in center, and then right field, of course, would be Judge. Matter of fact, let me double check something. I don't know if
You got the graphic? Is that on the graphic?
Do I still have the graphic? I don't know if I updated the graphic. Yeah, I don't have the graphic no more. I didn't do it for this episode. I have to do it next time. But we know that's the team, right? The team is basically the same. Besides, you got Caballero's gonna probably be the starter at shortstop. We know. So if you look at that and you look at the roster, what's the next move? What's the next? And I'm simply stick to the lineup. If I had to guess, I guess it's platoons, right?
Yeah.
It's platoons.
Probably.
It's probably Ahmed Rosario. Like Francis already said, you're getting Cabrera back and you got Cabby already. I mean, so now you're probably sitting back going, all right, well, maybe it is the same. Maybe it is basically the same lineup as last year's. And then they'll just say, well, we feel we improved because now our matchups are better. And we got that for the whole year instead of for a couple of months.
If I had to bet, I think it's the same exact lineup going into opening day next year. I don't I mean, yeah, there's the Donovan stuff out there.
But
That
where does he play? And I love Donovan. I like Donovan a
yeah,
lot. But if you got Bellinger back, is Donovan now my understanding of it, like when I hear it, I go, well, if you get Donovan, he just becomes your left fielder. And then you don't gotta worry about Cody Bellinger. But again, Donovan could be a third baseman. He could also be a second baseman.
yeah.
So would the Yankees commit to him at one position, or God forbid, may I say, would the Yankees use a Donovan like they used LeMay the first time around? It's like he plays second every now and then, third, left. I'd hope not. You would think he's a guy that's warranted of giving him a full-time position at this point.
I would hate doing that with Donovan, but I could also see them doing that. I mean, it wouldn't shock me. I think that you kind of, at this point, you need a guy like a Bellinger back. So I'd rather see Donovan playing in the infield somewhere. The reason I say that is because, I mean, you went and you paid $22 million to Trent Grisham, and I don't want to see an outfield of Grisham, Judge, and I don't know. I just, I'm still not over that. I just can't believe they did that. But get a look at this guy.
You know, it would have been awesome if you brought Bellinger back, had him in center, and Donovan was your left fielder. That wouldn't have been bad. But
Yeah.
like you said, we brought back Grisham on that deal, and this is where we are. But Brendan Donovan, guys, you could search
That's
it.
what I liked.
Bro,
Bellinger,
I got
center, Judge.
I got
right, Donovan,
videos. I got videos on Donovan going back over 2 years. This is a guy I've been targeting for the Yankees for a long time because, again, I've been preaching this for a very long time. Batting average, contact, and on-base percentage. I've been preaching this for a very, very, very long time. The guy had a 353 on-base percentage last year. He puts the ball in play. If you remember, I think it was it last year or the previous year when he beat the shit out of the Yankees? I think he had like, he was like 3 for 5 off of Cole or something like that. Like he went absolutely off. And he's the type of ball player that the Yankees need, a guy that is a legit ball player. I mean, when you look at this dude, he's gritty. He plays hard. It's the type of player you need, especially at the top of the Yankees order potentially.
He's a true
But
hitter. True
He's
hitter.
a true hitter, man.
True
And
hitter. We don't have
God,
any of those really when you think about it. I mean,
it's crazy. It's not.
you have Judge and then who else? Honestly,
That's
after Judge, take Judge out of the other 8 guys. Who do you
Nobody.
look at and say this guy's a true hitter? Like he's
Bellinger's not here because you can make the argument that Bellinger was a true hitter. The only other guy, honestly, I might feel like I can make a little bit of a case for, and it's way too early, is Ben Rice.
yeah.
But other than that, I feel like I can't really make a strong case for really anybody. You're right. And
Jazz
here's
strikes
the
out
thing.
too often.
I asked this question
Volpe.
the other day. Volpe, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, Volpe, oh.
well, you know,
I mean-
Cashman says he's a really good player.
Yeah, he's great. He's a great player. He's unbelievable. I'll
Phenomenal.
break this fucking bat over my head is what I'll do any second. You keep talking about Anthony Volpe. I've been, they've had Aaron Judge since 2018. 2017, of course. And then Aaron, they Boone 2018, and they've had this whole regime running. And when you really look at it, it's like, man, oh man, how have they never put batting average and on base percentage around this guy? And people that don't watch the games, that watch
did
it
it
on a
one time.
spreadsheet.
Did it once.
2024. We'll see what happened. People that watch the game on a spreadsheet will say, well, they had the best on base percentage in baseball last year. Then why did Aaron Judge have 116 RBIs last year? Why did he have that? Why with the year with Soto, he had 140 something? Oh, because he had somebody getting off for almost a 400 clip. Ah, that's why. And then if you remember the second half, Gleyber Torres finally found his stride as the leadoff hitter, and they had a legit 1-2-3 going on, and they were getting on base for Judge. He was driving him in. That's why he had 140-something RBIs. The fact that Aaron Judge doesn't have 130-plus RBIs every year is a failure on the Yankees organization. It's that simple. It's that simple. But again,
Yeah.
you put guys around him, Marte's, Brendan Donovan's, the type of players we mentioned today that are simple on-base guys, and we put the ball in play, we hit for average, we get on base. Trust me when I tell you, Aaron Judge will drive in runs, and the Yankees overall will be a much better lineup if you structure it properly. You don't get a Brendan Donovan and go hit him 7th,
No.
and
No.
they probably would.
Would the Yankees? I was gonna say, would the Yankees do that though? It's highly possible. I think when I look at the stuff like Marte and stuff like that, it has a lot to do with that core conversation. You get a guy like Marte, and you re-sign a Bellinger. if you come to me and you tell me the Yankees core is now, and we traded Jazz away,
Mhm.
but our core offensively is Aaron Judge, Ketel Marte, Cody Bellinger, and Ben Rice. Francis Lee can get behind that.
100,
Francis Lee
100,
can
and
get
that's why I
behind that.
said we're not being difficult here. Nobody could sit here and watch this and go, "You guys are being way you're just so over the mark." Come on now, like
I'm
you
not
guys are
about
talking
5,
things that
6,
are
7
insane.
guys. I'm talking about
Not at all.
4 guys that you're telling me these are your guys that go out there every day and they win you ball games every week in, week out. When one is slumping, the other 3 are good. When 2 are slumping, the other 2 are good. All 4 are not going to slump at the same time. If that happens, hell would have frozen over. You're telling me these 4 guys, Aaron Judge, Ketel Marte, Cody Bellinger, Ben Rice, these are your guys the next 3 or 4 seasons. Okay, we're going for it. Those are the guys, though.
I'm with you,
Okay?
man.
Over the next 3-4 years, don't expect
I'm with
to
you.
add another bat. This is the offense we're going with. Francis
you.
Lee is riding.
Me too.
And not only am I
But
riding, I'm thinking that we can win one at least in the next 4.
But don't try to convince me that Bellinger alone is that guy.
Nope.
That's the thing that pisses me off. Don't question me being smart enough to understand the game of baseball. And I know you got a lot of people fooled. Well, they had the most run scorer last year. Why wouldn't you run it back? Don't run it back that way. I'm not stupid. Don't do it. Don't try to convince me that this was the big move and the Yankees are back to being a World Series contender. Don't do it. Do not do it. Again.
Oh, they're
get
gonna
him.
do it.
No, they're going to do it 100%. But you get him and you get a Marte. Sign me up. As
Yeah.
Papito Lou says, I'm late, but watch Marte go to the Sox and we regret it. My predictions for Marte, by the way, have always been the New York Mets or the Boston Red Sox. I believe that. I think the New York Mets or the Boston Red Sox end up getting him. And look, if they want pitching, boy, the Mets line up very, very well also, as the Yankees do. The Mets line
have
up
3.
very
Mets
good.
have 3 guys. 3 guys. They could send 2 of those 3 guys over there, much
And
like
be
the
done
Yankees
easy.
can, and have that deal done easy.
Yep.
you get
And
to
by
pair
the
him with
way,
Soto and Francisco Lindor, again, core conversation.
my best friend and Ketel are pretty good friends too.
No, they're of course. They're pretty
Just saying.
core Dominican players out there. I mean, they're huge for our
Yeah,
country, and they
they're
mean a lot.
Pretty good friends.
They get along really well. You put
Remember I said it back then? I was like, if
with
I'm
the coffee
trust me,
guy, and
if I'm Soto,
core.
hey, you guys want to make me a little happy? You know what to do. Beep. That's it. Kev, oh my God, says my dog Ollie passed away on Saturday. Thank you guys for keeping me company through this heartbreaking time, brother. I'm gonna tell you something right now, man. Pete Simonetti, you know, I don't consider myself the toughest dude on planet Earth, but there's not many things that bother me. I'm gonna tell you right now, brother. I know the exact pain you're going through. I cried like a baby for probably a whole month when my mega passed away, and I'm there with you. I understand the hurt. I understand the heartbreak. It's tough. It's tough. But let me tell you something, brother. Nothing in life ever. Time never slows down for nothing. The way I always try to just see it is that I know for a fact you probably did your best with him, and he gave you many, many great moments as you gave him great moments. So try to remember that every day, that you did everything you could for him, and you gave him nothing but love, and he gave that back. And that's what they do for us. Unfortunately, their time on earth is very short, and they're just a part of our story, but we are their entire story. So just put it that way, brother. And, you know, may you rest in peace. And I hope you're able to turn us on and have a decent part of your day. That's all I'll say. It's always tough, man.
Facts,
always
man.
tough.
We're here for you.
Definitely. Kev, oh my God. You know you my guy, brother. I've been saying that name for a long time. Kev, oh my God. I always do it. I try to put the Susan Wallman in there, you know, because, you know, me and Susan, we good friends. I'm a big fan of Susan Wallman, all right? And I wasn't a big fan of her national anthem rendition, but, you know.
It happens.
It happens. I couldn't do better. I'm just being honest. I couldn't do better than her. So
it's debatable. It's debatable. Just saying.
the White Sox are interested in Pete Fairbanks. That just popped up on my screen. So I know you wanted him, Francis, potentially, but
yeah. But even him. I said he's a guy that I've liked for a long time. The reason for that, right, is kind of the opposite of what I'm saying about Brad Keller and these other guys. You know what I'm saying? You got Brad Keller, and they brought up Trevor McGill. When I look at them and I compare them to a guy like Fairbanks, the biggest difference is Fairbanks' numbers against the AL East, man, those are undeniable.
Cocaine Banks.
He's done it. Crazy Eyes Killer. He's done it here. And I'm not gonna lie to you, brother. For me, that bodes well. I feel like I look into these things a lot when it comes to the Yankees, bro. Like, I'm sorry, like we play in the toughest division in baseball. The freaking Red Sox are no joke. Blue Jays are no joke. Even the Orioles, they play hard. The Rays play you hard. Like there's no easy games in division over here. So yeah, I need somebody who kind of showed me like, yeah, man, I can do it. I've done it already. But again, I don't lose sleep over losing a guy like that. If I'm more so again looking for that lefty version of that.
I feel you, no doubt about it. Rocket Man adds in, signing and trades are all going to depend on what the analytical nerds with their laptops think and say. Probably one of the main reasons why you've seen this lineup, be the way it is over the last couple of years and actually have that horrible structure. It's not baseball, folks. Like, I don't want to sound like the old man, returning his sandwich at a fucking deli. But you know what I mean? I'm like, I don't want to sound like that guy, but there should be structure to a lineup. And there just hasn't been structure to the lineup that works, in my opinion. The idea that, Grisham is a leadoff hitter. And it's like, are we for real? Like, Grisham, the leadoff hitter, that's what we're going with right now. Like, I can't necessarily get with that, but
Time out. This is funny.
What
So
happened?
Leo A, I think I'm reading that right. Is
Okay.
like, is dude on the right Dominican or from PR? I can't tell. And Macho says he's Sicilian. Oh, and then Jira goes, he's American. Which
That's Jira.
I'm American.
That's Jira for you. Jira don't play.
I'm American, half Dominican, half Puerto Rican descent for sure. So that's why you couldn't tell.
That's it right there. We got a few more minutes here to hang out with you guys. Like I promised you guys, man, we've done a lot of coverage here of the winter meetings, and tomorrow could be the busiest day of all, is my assumption. Everybody's kind of settled in. You've had some conversations already. Does that mean the Yankees are gonna pop off tomorrow and do some things? We're gonna find out. We're gonna see. Somebody just said I never heard of Ketel Marte. Okay, well, damn. I don't know much. I don't know much baseball you've been watching. Apparently, Francis is now Nigerian, so you're now Nigerian too, Francis. By the way, and that's it. And he's an honorary Sicilian, is what he is also. But yeah, a lot of different things in the chat today.
That means a lot. That means a lot to me. That honorary
That's a
Sicilian heritage. I'm telling you.
I've been deemed an honorary Dominican, so
That's
I
a fact.
have that card. I
It's
do
a
have
fact.
that card, by the way. Every now and then I break the card out. And I'm like, hey, what are you talking about? Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. And then all of a sudden this just comes on out of nowhere.
Oi, se bebe!
Yep. That's how it works with me, baby. That's how it works with me. But
man.
I don't know, man. I tell you the truth, Francis. God, I don't even know where to go from here. I feel like we've just absolutely covered really everything you can, guys. If you want to open up a Q&A, we could finish with a Q&A with you guys. If anybody wants to just, yeah, I think that's fair, right? We already kind of covered everything that's out there right now. There's going to be more rumors tomorrow. We know that. If you guys want to do a Q&A, throw some questions at us. We'll be happy to do that over the next couple of minutes, and then, get ready to wrap up here. Starling Marte is the only Marte I know. No, Ketel is, yeah, he's he said I know, but Ketel's stats look very appealing. Dream on, Yankee fans. Facts.
Wild.
Facts. I gotta feel the same way, man. That's what we do, man. We're at this point now. It feels like we're dreamers, which is really tough. But yeah, it's kind of where we are right now, man. We're dreaming of all this. David says Bo's market has been quiet. Well, there's rumors that Boston could be involved, but there's also rumors out there right now that the expectation is that free agency may drag out quite a bit. And that does not surprise me at all. I think Major League Baseball's free agent offseason always sucks. Very rarely does it not drag. Like, very, very rarely are you not sitting back waiting, like, when the hell is this dude gonna sign? We've had great players sign in February.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, Major
Remember
League
the
Baseball has
Machado?
a problem with
Remember the Machado
free
and
agency.
Harper the Machado Harper stuff dragged on past the holidays, past
Oh
the
my
year.
God, yeah.
It was like, what
Yeah.
is going on there? When are these guys gonna? I mean, it's typical. I was laughing because I went to the timeline really quickly just to see if any new news or rumors had broken while we've been live. And of course, Jim Bowden stuff came up from his appearances earlier in the day. And he's
Oh
just
God, what did he say?
Bowden's just hilarious, man.
He
He's
just
like,
throws shit. I'm telling you.
yeah, he's like, I mean, okay, he says he expects Donovan and Gore to be traded. Okay, that's believable.
all right.
Is that the Yankees are waiting to pounce, that
Oh God.
we got the real out of Cashman.
To the turlet.
He
To the
said
turlet.
it's going to be Tucker or Bellinger, maybe Bichette, maybe Bregman, maybe Ketel Marte.
Yeah, fucking everybody.
And they're going to get another starting pitcher. I was like, okay, buddy. All right. I mean, listen, you know what?
I'd cut my finger off live.
Listen,
If the Yankees got Tucker, Bichette, and Imai, I'd cut my finger off live.
bro, there's
Now
no,
they'll hear this and they'll actually do it just to see me in pain. Boone say, do it.
and Pete would be like, worth it. Like, bro,
Yeah, I take part of my pinky. I'll take part of my pinky off, no problem.
listen, my thing with this is like, I mean, it would be nice if they made Bowden right for once, but I don't see it happening.
I'll be honest, and look, I have no problem with Bowden. I just know I hear him every off season because this is what we do. And I'll be honest with you, man. I don't remember him being right on anything.
Yeah.
Not a knock on him. I really do not remember him being right on anything whatsoever. I just don't.
I mean,
I really don't.
and I don't, to be honest, the projections, like when they do the contract projections, I don't fault anybody for that. Those are it's a zero sum game. You can't get that right. You just can't. The market is so volatile in the MLB. You can kind of ballpark stuff, but I mean, remember they had Juan Soto being a $600 million player. He signed a deal that can net him almost $800 million, over $800 million.
Facts. Yeah, that's tough, man.
You know what I'm saying? So
tough.
a $200 million difference on a player like Juan Soto, if you can't get that deal right, then what chance do you have on like the lower level? Those guys, those deals are even more weird. Like, I mean, you can probably guess on like the 1-year contracts where those are going to be. But once you start talking about your Bellingers and stuff like that, whatever, yeah, you don't know. You don't know.
Francis,
I don't
by the
fault
way,
it for
too,
that.
with McGill, they've also apparently have interest in Freddie Peralta, who another guy everybody's a fan of. I don't think there's anybody out there that's like, nah, don't go get me Freddie Peralta. Freddie Peralta had a phenomenal year last year. The Yankees are apparently, upon calling about McGill, they've also talked about Freddie Peralta. So that's the rumor that's out there right now. Would of course be another good starting pitcher, a right-hander. Allows you to make some additional moves potentially, because you'd assume that. I mean, I don't know off the top of my head. I don't know if there's ever been any information about who the Brewers would want back in a deal like that. But I mean, if I had to take some guesses, you're probably looking at some of your better offensive talent is what I would assume. Maybe a starting pitcher back too, but potentially you got to think maybe Ben Rice's name comes up. You probably got to believe that
The first name that comes
your Jason Dominguez and Spencer Jones names comes up. And yeah, I think Eddie, if that's your name in the chat, I think you're right about that too. He is a Stearns guy already. David Stearns knows him well, and the Mets also have a lot of good pitching out there and a good farm system where they could also get a guy like that. So, the options are there, man, and I think that's the kind of summary of this episode is. That's what we're all been talking about here on this episode, is that there are options, and they're not options that people should see and go, come on, Pete, there's no way. I don't think there's one thing me and Francis said today, and I'm being dead serious when I say this. I don't think there's one thing that we said today that you look at and go, oh, come on, man, that's not realistic though. Like, you guys aren't being real here. Like, you're asking for something that the Yankees would never do. It's too much, even for them. Come on, it's too much for the Dodgers. It's too much for the Yankees. You guys are being nuts now. Now you're asking for 8 different players. Come on now. Nah, man, we've said shit. You get me Belly, an additional name, and a starting pitcher. I'm happy. You get me Marte, somebody. You get me Bichette and another guy.
I said Belly and Marte.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, man, you're talking about one signing and a trade.
And I said Belly and Marte, and I subtracted Jazz Chisholm. So you lose a guy in the 2 acquisitions. Like I'm saying, that is what it is. We say
None of
things
it's
like
crazy,
that,
man.
and people tell us that we're crazy. Yet Jim Bowden gets to run wild.
My man said they're gonna get Bo, they're gonna get Bichette, they might even get Tucker. Who knows?
They said
And they'll keep going.
They're waiting to pounce. I
They're
mean,
waiting to pounce, all right.
I don't
They're
know.
waiting to pounce to the turlet, like I said before. David says Boone on MLB Network really talking up Belly. I mean, look, that's his job to do that. He did the same thing. I'm not trying to take away anything. He did the same thing with Soto. You know, he talked about what Soto meant to the team when he was a free agent. They were negotiating. The biggest, we don't really even know what Bellinger's market is. I mean, that's the other thing.
I want
is
to
that
talk about that.
the rumor right now is that Scott Boras is looking for 7+ years. And Scott Boras apparently is going around saying there's a lot of things that he does much better than Kyle Tucker. So that's why he deserves the big money. And he's going to make your team so much better because there's some stats that tell me that he's better than Kyle Tucker and you should want him for a lot of money in many, many years. Again, the Yankees have kind of already shut that down because the one thing they weren't saying about Soto is we're not going to get in the bidding war for this dude. They've all come out and basically said we're not going to get into a bidding war for Cody Bellinger. And, you know, I think there's some people that disagree with me. I don't want to mention names, but I think some people at this network might disagree with me on that. I would not get into a bidding war for Cody Bellinger. Not at all. If it really, and you had hard evidence that, you know, Boras comes in and goes, hey, look, man, here's a couple of the offers we have. You guys are really short. I look at this office and I say, hey, do me a favor. You could go ahead and take our name off the list. You don't have to call us no more. We're good. I'm not doing it.
Here's where I'm at with the Bellinger thing. Listen, there's no smoke anywhere. When it comes to Bellinger right now, there's only Yankees and their interest and how much they love him and Scott Boras saying what he wants. There's no traction with him in the Mets. There's no traction with him in Toronto. There's no traction with him in the Dodgers. It's all Boras talk and the Yankees talking about Bellinger.
That's right.
Who else? Find me the information of a team official coming out somewhere else saying, oh yeah, we're interested in him for sure, whatever, or somebody reporting that, you know, they've checked in with Scott Boras about Cody Bellinger. There's no smoke there. There's no smoke there right now. I said this 2 weeks ago. I'm going to say it again. There is still no smoke there. I am not bidding against myself. If I'm Brian Cashman, I'm not bidding against myself for Cody freaking Bellinger. I'm not doing it. No.
I agree.
No. He's a phenomenal player. He's a great player. He's versatile. Offensively, he did fit in this Yankees lineup. That is all true. I'm not getting into a bidding war. Starting the conversation at 7 years. Listen, you're Scott Boras, buddy. You can start the conversation wherever the hell you want. My first offer is not 7 years.
Yep.
You need to go out there. You're Scott Boras. You're the best in the game, right? Okay, cool. Go out there and get those offers from other places before I even consider 6 years. You're going to have to show me 7 from like the Mets or like the Red Sox or like Toronto for me to even consider 6. If you can't show me that, no deal. Not going to happen.
That's where
I
am.
Because
I
if you
can't
show
do
me,
that.
if you show me a 7-year deal from the Angels or whatever, I'm like, okay, cool. Does Cody wants to play for the Angels?
Facts.
Does he want to
You want to
go
go there? All right, cool.
Okay. It's like, oh no, the Dodgers are interested. Okay, cool. They defer and everything. Cody wants to defer everything? Okay. No,
Yeah.
show it to me. I want to talk to him. If that's what he wants, God bless him.
Yeah. I'm not going to
God
beat
bless
myself
him.
up over this.
But
Yeah, I'm
I'm
with you.
not negotiating against myself for that. And all I'm saying is, as of right now, it's been a lot of smoke. Kyle Tucker's a different situation. Tucker already visited the Toronto Blue Jays facility in Florida. So things are beginning to move there.
You know what's funny about that too? Brian Cashman said, well, he lives in Tampa. And I'm like, bro, your complex is there. Where the fuck was he?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
It's like there was no meeting with you guys. He kind of blew it off while he lives there.
Yeah.
Bro, what are you talking about? You're right there with him. There was no meeting with you guys.
He lives there, and now all of you are right there in Orlando, and he's right there.
Hal Steinbrenner just the other day did an interview from Tampa.
But they're not.
I'm like, what?
But they're not gonna meet. They're not gonna meet with him. They're not interested.
You wanna laugh?
They're not actual suitors for Kyle Tucker.
Joel Sherman.
Oh, go ahead.
No, Joel Sherman named names. Let's just say, for an example, like me and you are saying, we go ahead and we walk away. The Yankees walk away from Cody Bellinger, right?
Mhm.
Here's the names. Is everybody ready for this? Here's the names that Sherman drops. Right-handed batters or just outfielders in general that can replace Cody Bellinger. Lane Thomas. Jorge Polanco, apparently, I guess. Adolis Garcia. Luis Robert Jr.
Yep. I don't know if any of those names excite anybody here, but I'm not excited by that. I'm not excited. That's not having me rushing to run through those turnstiles on opening day. I'm sorry.
Vinny Scoops. What's up, brother?
I like Polanco. I'm just saying.
I like Polanco, but in left?
No.
Polanco's DH the majority of the year last year because
I'm good.
there's not really a great defensive position for him.
I'm good.
You know, there's one guy there, and man, oh man, it's just, you know, Francis hit the friggin' nail on the head a while ago when he said, when I even talked about when the Yankees offered the qualifying offer to Trent Grisham, I put a tweet and I was like, I don't know why everybody's shocked by this. The Yankees, Brian Cashman got him in a deal with Soto. He had a good year. You don't think Brian Cashman is going to be happy if he goes ahead and accepts $22 million? He is. He was calling this bluff, though. They probably didn't think he would accept it. But let me tell you something. For the people thinking, oh, he's probably pissed. No, he's not. I don't believe Brian Cashman is pissed. I don't think he is. I think Brian Cashman is happy. He got a guy that had a good year, and he wants to show everybody, yep, I still got it. I can still find him. We were right. We know he changed something, and look at this. He's going to go off. But here's the other thing, just to go back to this. If you didn't do that, some of those names actually make sense.
Yeah.
If you didn't do that. Because if you did get Bellinger back, and Bellinger is maybe your center fielder, and you go about Bellinger playing center field, which he very well could play center field. There's no doubt about it, right? Nobody has a problem with that. But then you said, we really like Dominguez.
I like him out there better than Trent, I'll tell you that.
Well, I'm with you. But they say, you go out there and you say, I really like Jason Dominguez a lot. I do. I like this player. I am still a little concerned about the split. So he's still very young. You're not talking about a guy he's going to be 23. We're talking about a guy that we really like him against right-handers. We want to help him out a little bit. Let's say, for an example, you paired him up with an Austin Hayes. That's good.
Okay. Yeah.
Austin Hayes is a guy that I like. I've liked Austin Hayes since the Baltimore Orioles days.
Yeah.
Good base runner, good baseball player, good defender, hits left-handed pitching very well. If you did something like that, I'll be honest with you, I would look at that and go, okay, now that's a platoon I could understand. Even though I really would like to see Dominguez just get a chance. He didn't help himself in Lidom, by the way. He hit like 178, so he didn't help himself at all there, which I'm not happy about, to be quite honest with you. I don't think the Yankees are probably happy about it either. They shouldn't be. But, you got to make your mind up there with him. And something like that wouldn't have bothered me as much. But now Trent Grisham is there. You can't simply say, well, if Bellinger goes away, we're interested in Lane Thomas. I mean, you can't say we're the Yankees. No, we think Lane Thomas is going to make us better.
That's the thing, though. I mean, when you really
he hyped up Austin Slater today. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard that.
He was like, oh, but then Austin Slater got hurt, and oh, man.
Yeah, Austin Slater got hurt.
Forget about it. Austin Slater, we would have had 9 more wins.
You kidding me? Austin Slater. These people, I mean, again, when we look at it, the more and more we talk through the decision-making and the calculus behind that, it just really rings true that the New York Yankees, like we keep saying, oh, you guys are the Yankees. And it's like, they're not the Yankees anymore. They're just the Yankees. And if you understand what I'm saying by that,
I do.
then
about it all the time, man.
I know you get it. I'm more to the fans. I'm sorry to be the guy to break this to some of you, but this is the era that we are in now. The era of, no, but you're the New York Yankees. They're not, though. Guys, they're not. They're not. Okay, Max Kellerman had an interview recently where he was saying, they just, Hal Steinbrenner no longer sees himself as, one of the big dogs on campus and stuff like. No,
that's correct.
He very much so sees himself as a, middle-sized fish in a pond that has some sharks now, and those are waters that he isn't necessarily comfortable swimming in at this juncture. And he's concerned with answering to his shareholders and, turning profits and keeping costs down and being cost effective and, putting out a team that is representative and good enough to, have playoff baseball, make its appearance in the Bronx and sell people on a dream of hope of winning a World Series, but actually what it takes to build a bona fide World Series roster. Unfortunately, it's just not something that he necessarily seems comfortable with. And he could dispel all of that. You could say in other off seasons, you could say, I mean, there's just really not a lot out there for him even to, but this is not one of those. You could dispel all of that.
Yep.
You got Bo Bichette out there. You got Kyle Tucker out there. You got Imai out there. Ketel Marte available.
What about
via
the trades,
They're
man?
talking about Stephen Kwan. I mean, dude, it's all out there.
all
You could
there,
dispel
man.
that. You could
They could
dispel
become a
that
powerhouse this
in a
year if they
matter
really
of
wanted
months.
to.
In a
They could be
matter of months.
powerhouse.
Pete, by February 1st, we could literally be looking at the team and saying, I don't see how they don't win.
Yeah, I mean, and that's
don't see how they
I
don't.
want to have that enthusiasm, man. I mean, look, I told you guys when Soto left, it's going to be something we talk about a lot because the Yankees went to the World Series and he performed and it worked. And God, man, I mean, you talk about truer words have never been said. I mean, it's so. I don't know if anybody could ever deny it and go, nah, you're wrong. I don't know how anybody could say that. And I'm not saying, oh, look, I'm right. It doesn't matter. It's obvious. And as Francis just said, man, it's as clear as day. It legitimately is clear as day that the Yankees have a golden opportunity yet again to become one of the best teams in baseball. And dare I say it, a legit powerhouse of baseball. Because you're right. When Brian Cashman and them say it, they're right. You got Garrett Cole on the mend on his way back. You got Carlos Rodon on the mend coming back. Yeah, those are things you should look forward to. But you shouldn't have to necessarily rely on that for your rotation. The Yankees should see them as pieces coming back. We don't know what we're really going to get from those guys. We have no idea. You don't know. Look, man, people aren't going to lie. I said this throughout the year, and I'll say it again. I love Max Fried. I think Max Fried is awesome. I love watching him pitch. He's a fun guy to watch pitch. He had such a good year. You don't know out of the next 7 years how many of those he throws up. And I think that's a very fair statement to say. Not that he's old or he's breaking down. He had a really good season. Not many Yankees have come to New York as a free agent and have that good of a first year. Not many of them have ever done that. He's done it. How many times does he repeat that? I don't know. That's my thing, man.
There's some reports coming out now that
Is it about Bichette?
Bo Bichette had a Zoom call with the Boston Red Sox that went really well and that he left very impressed with the Red Sox presentation.
You know what that dude will win? Aaron Judge will have somebody competing with him for a batting title every year he ever went to Boston.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
But it's okay because we have Anthony Volpe. Mind you, the craziest thing is, right? Trevor Story had 100 RBIs last year.
Yeah.
And they're talking to Bo Bichette. Anthony Volpe
and Story's still locked in with them. Story's still locked in. They're talking about Bo Bichette
at second base.
But as a replacement essentially for Bregman.
Facts. That makes sense.
So instead of bringing Bregman back, they go and they go at it with Bo Bichette. And as good as Bregman was, Bo Bichette would still be an upgrade.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something right now, Yankee fans. You guys heard me talk about Boston last year. And I had a bet that I actually lost. Francis knows this. Mm-hmm. The only reason I lost that bet, I'll say it right now, because Roman Anthony got hurt. If Roman Anthony never got hurt, the bet I had, I'm not going to tell anybody what the bet was. The bet I had,
you would have won.
It was a bet during the regular season. It wasn't a bet for the postseason. It was a bet during the regular season. I would have won that bet.
I was on the other side of it. And I
was on the other side of it.
I won, but I'm saying he would win. He would have won.
Roman Anthony.
He doesn't get hurt.
That Boston Red Sox team is a very different team.
On the other side of this,
they've already added to their rotation. They ever got a Bo Bichette to go along with a healthy Roman Anthony coming back, to go along with the rest of that team on what they've done. I mean, shit, man. The Yankees, you talk about gaps. If the Yankees stand still or they don't do the type of moves that are obviously out there that they could easily do, you're talking about a significant gap, not in the league, in your own division. With two teams ahead of you.
You can't.
Baltimore goes ahead, and God forbid, Baltimore adds Kyle Schwarber. Now you're looking at it like, damn, ain't nobody easy. It's a very tough division as it is, but everybody got better and we chilled. Yeah. Ain't the Yankee way. That's not the Yankee way, man. And you know what? That's one of the people ask me all the time. They're like, they say, what is your goal here, Pete? Like, what I have this kind. What is your goal with NYY Underground? Like, where do you see it? Well, I've always seen it as becoming the leading voice for Yankee fans. I've always said that, and I believe that to be true. I believe this platform is going to grow to insane amounts, even outside of YouTube. I believe that. 100%.
For sure.
And for me, the main reason I honestly do it is because I love this team so much. It's one of the greatest bonds I have with my father, who is still here. One of the greatest bonds I have with him. And on top of that, man, it's something that I love. Some people don't understand the fandom and what it is. I love this team. During the season, this is my schedule. I know what my schedule is every day. I love doing what I do. I love it. I enjoy every second of it. Trust me when I tell you, I do not enjoy beating the Yankees up. I do not enjoy it. And some people may say, well, Pete, I love your rants. I love them. I don't love them. I don't love them. I don't love my rants. I don't love having to say I feel like the Yankees do everything wrong. I don't love having to say they're not the team I grew up loving. That they're not. I don't love doing that. That's not the part of what we do here that I actually like. I don't like it. I want to cheer the Yankees. I want to agree with people when they go, I think Boone's a great man. I want to sit there and go, yeah, it was a great hiring. I love it. I'm happy. I want to sit there and go, but has Brian Cashman really been good since 2010? Has he really been good? Have we done enough? Is Hal Steinbrenner anything like his father? I like A-Rod said, you know how badly me and Derek want to sit up here and talk great about the Yankees. We just can't. And that's why I feel the same way, man.
I believe it. I believe
feel the
it
same
when he
way.
says
I feel
it.
the same way.
I believe it when he says it because he is such a huge Yankees guy, and Derek Jeter is the Yankees. He is the New York Yankees. He embodies the New York Yankees. I mean, there's never been a time where I've looked at Derek Jeter and said like, oh man, like, I wish he wouldn't have done this or said that or whatever. Like Derek Jeter is the epitome of Yankee. And I know that these guys want to be able to get up on the national stage and praise,
Right.
their roots, where they come from. Unfortunately, they haven't been able to do that because, their time to shine is the end of the year, World Series, playoffs, stuff like that. And the Yankees haven't done it. They just haven't showed up. And it doesn't look like they're going to in the near future. Not the way that, they're talking right now. And again, this could all just be talk. We've said it. We've covered that a million times. It's always talk. And no team is going to come out there and give you, their actual marching orders and what their goals are and what they're working on and trying to do behind the scenes. Most of the time with the Yankees trades, people rarely, if ever, telegraph them. I mean, the fact that we knew that they were negotiating for Juan Soto or whatever, it's because it was Juan Soto. But
Correct.
outside of that, you never know. Like the Anthony
And
Rizzo
they were the
thing
only
just
team really
happened.
involved
Exactly.
in that. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, Toronto was also involved, but no. I mean, it was just, I just remember like here, like, this, I just remember, just having this excitement and this feeling when just being a fan of the team. And since I've started covering the team, it's been very difficult to kind of drum that back up. 2024, that winter, the winter heading into 2024 was very different. You traded for Juan Soto, and that was very special. That's something that I'll never forget because it gave me that nostalgic feeling as a fan. It reminded me of the team that I grew up, rooting for. Like, this is what we do. This guy's available, the best freaking guy. We go out and we get him, and that's it. We won't be denied. We won't lose. We give up whatever it takes, and we ride with it, and we do it. And hell, that deal was announced. Oh, my God, the Yankees traded a lot, whatever. Guess what? I don't miss none of them. I don't care.
Nope.
I don't miss
Not at
one.
all. Not at all.
Understand? Even right now that people are talking about, the Yankees are one of the teams interested in Michael King. I'm like, cool, but you know what? I don't care.
Agreed.
I liked Michael King. Loved him.
Me too. Me too.
When he was traded from Juan Soto, bye. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
Yeah.
thanks for the memories. Thank you.
Everybody. See you later.
Thank you. Shouts out to you, brother, but you got to go. We're getting Juan Soto. Now, I don't know. I don't know. You look at the offseason, you look at what we've heard so far, and it's you just don't have a great feeling. You don't have a great feeling. And for, shouts out to people like Jim Bowden and John Heyman for like trying, but I'm not doing that. Like, I'm not gonna come on here live and lie to you guys for 2 hours and say
No, I
we're
can't do
getting
that. I
we're
refuse to
getting
do that.
Imai. It's a guarantee. We're gonna be in play for Tucker. We're gonna listen. The only thing that Brian Cashman said with any ounce of conviction was that they are 1,000% still in play for Cody Bellinger, and I believe because that's a fact. Because Cody Bellinger was and always will be the plan for 2026.
I agree.
That's the plan. Everything that you heard a couple weeks ago was just to set the stage, and that's what they're doing now. They're setting the stage. They're setting this. They're creating tension. They're creating this momentum. They're creating this will they, won't they. It's like when you watch a show and they're doing all this lead up for a couple. There's the guy and the girl, and it's like, oh, they just can't get on the same page, and oh, she has a man, or now she's single, but he's talking to this girl, and no, now they were gonna get together, but then they had a fight and whatever, and it's this whole will they, won't they, and in the end, they're gonna end up together or whatever, but they just have to do the build up because the build up makes it better, right?
Mm-hmm.
Only this is baseball. So even when they go out and sign Cody Bellinger, Francis Lee and Pete Simonetti most likely are still going to be sitting here telling you it's not enough.
Yeah, and I know, many people are not going to like that because, oh, you should get behind it. And like we said, we both like Cody Bellinger, but I'm looking for the bigger picture, and it's not enough. It's not enough. When is the Yankees meeting with Bichette, by the way? When is their Zoom meeting? They like Zooms. Where's their meeting at?
Nothing.
Oh, they're not having one because Anthony Volpe's on his way back, and he's a very good player.
Really good player, according to.
Which, by the way, can I give you guys a spoiler? If I ever had Aaron Boone or Brian Cashman on the show and they ever told me he's a very good player, I'm going to make it very easy for them. Show me where. Show me where. Show me where. Don't tell me you think. Don't tell me you think. You said, your words are he's a very good player. Show me where Anthony Volpe is a very good player.
What does he do?
I'm asking you.
Very well. What does he do very well?
And again, don't sit there and say when he's at his best, he's a good defender. I don't want to hear it. Show me on paper, since you guys love paper and analytics and all that, show me where Anthony Volpe's a very good player. And then I'll sit here and say, you know what? You're right. Show me what my eyes can't tell me. Show me. Show me that I've been blind, that my eyes are looking at it going, nah, you're not seeing it all. Show me it. Show me where he's a very good player, and then we'll have a conversation. But don't say that stuff to me. Don't say it to me because I need to see it. You're not going to, you would never be able to come here and say, he's a very good player. Let's stay there for a second because it's not MLB Network or the Yes Network. We're not going to say, okay, let's move on. Where is Anthony Volpe a very good player? And what gives you any type of hope that Anthony Volpe is going to make your team better or potentially be a better player than Bichette at any stage of his career? What has he shown that makes you believe there's a level of progression coming that's going to change everything we know about Volpe? 1,800 at-bats. Looks overmatched the majority of the time.
No, and they're blaming the injury now.
Okay, yeah. What about the other 2 years? Did he have it since
they were reluctant to do? But again, there goes
he played every game
right there. Like Pete just said. Well, what about when he was healthy the first 2 years? You're gonna blame the first 2 years on the injury too?
Yeah, he played every game.
You've gone through the Rolodex of excuses on Anthony Volpe. In 2026, what is it gonna be?
Got a couple of super chats here. M. Beer says, Booney and the Poverty Pals coming spring 2026. Damn. David says, do you think Bregman would be an option and trade Ryan McMahon for third base and trade Jazz for Donovan and a starter? That sounds a bit too, that one right there is a bit out there. I don't think
Jazz would go in the Donovan deal, but I would say, here's what I would say. If it's Bellinger, Bregman, Donovan, Judge, Rice, I could get behind that.
Hell yeah. Me too.
I could get behind that. Jazz doesn't go in the deal for Donovan. I think the deal for Donovan is but here's why I think that is realistic, regardless of what other people may say. The Bregman deal is not necessarily the longest of term deals.
It wouldn't be. No way. Yeah.
And the Donovan of it all is a trade. So all your capital for the trade goes into that one deal for the Donovan deal. You get stuff back in the Jazz Chisholm deal when he's moved as the response deal. Cody Bellinger and Bregman only cost money. So
here's my thing.
Yeah.
Here's my
realistic.
thing about Bregman though, and I like Bregman.
Me too. I'm a big
My thing
Bregman guy.
is though, here's my thing though, and there is a big difference between the two players, but I'm just gonna say it. If you would even if the Yankees if it even came out that he had consideration in Bregman, right, for Bregman, why not just get Bichette? Like, and I know people are gonna say, yeah, but Bregman's so good defensively. All right, I get that.
Cheaper. That's
I get
that's the
that.
argument. He's
and
cheaper
he
than
is he
Bichette.
would be cheaper, but he's 31 years old. He's 31. I get that.
Yeah.
He's gonna be who he is right now. You know, people for some reason they bring up a lot of times. I've seen somebody in this chat. There was an article or something written that, oh man, Bo Bichette's he's not gonna age well, and that contact is gonna come down and this and that. Well, I don't know many contact hitters like Bo Bichette that all of a sudden just lost a contact tool. I don't remember many hitters off the top of my head that I'm like every year if they stay on the field, they could have almost 200 hits, bat above 300, have an 800 OPS. I don't remember many guys like that just all of a sudden at 33, 34 years old just collapsed.
The only guy coming to mind, oddly enough, is
DJ LeMahieu.
Yankee.
DJ LeMahieu, right?
Yeah, you knew right away, DJ. Yeah.
DJ LeMahieu is like the only
Yes.
guy, and he's a
Fell off
much
the
bigger.
cliff.
He's a much bigger guy too than him. He kind of just fell off a cliff at about 35 years old. It was.
Yeah.
And Bo is what,
Injuries-
29?
Injuries had a lot to do with that.
What is Bo? 29 years old?
He's 27. 27.
All right. So even if you signed Bo to 8 years, that brings him to 35 years old.
And Leo's in there making my point really for Bregman that I was going to say is the reason I like Bregman so much, and this is not just this year. I liked Bregman before he went to the Red Sox last year. I've been a proponent of Bregman once it was clear to me that he wasn't returning to the Astros because the fact the guy's just a winner. He's a winner. He's a gamer. I love his attitude. Guy grew up a huge Derek Jeter fan. I know that he would welcome playing in the Bronx, playing in New York. I know that he would rise to the occasion. I know that he got a taste of the rivalry from the Red Sox side. I know that he's a guy that shows up and is going to compete, and I love that. I love that attitude. I love that dog in him. I think he's for me, he's an option. Yes, would I love Bo Bichette way more? Of course, but
That was going to be my next question.
if
Like
the
between the two, if it was a toss up, to me, it's still Bo all
no,
day.
it's not. No, to me, it's not even fair to compare. It's just not. To me, it shouldn't be a conversation of either or. They're not either or. It's the same thing I said about Bellinger and Tucker. They're not either or.
I agree.
They're not on the same platform.
I agree.
When the Yankees love to put guys like that, but it's just not. That's not what it is. Like there are your Cody Bellingers and your Alex Bregmans, and then there are your Bo Bichettes and your Kyle Tuckers. Okay, and then above that, there are your Juan Sotos and your Aaron Judges and your Shohei Ohtani. You understand? Like there are
There's
tiers,
levels. There's
there are
levels to the game.
and it's not fair. Like to sit there and be like, well, yeah, Bo Bichette is good, but he's no Aaron Judge. Duh. There's only one Aaron Judge.
I was gonna say not many people are, man. That's tough.
No, nobody is. Nobody is. Full stop. Nobody is. Okay, when you want to talk about left-handed batters, prowess, or whatever, Ohtani and Soto, like these guys are in similar conversations. As good as Kyle Tucker is, he's not on that level as the Ohtanis and the Juan Sotos. But the level right under that, that's Kyle Tucker's round. He's right at the top of that. There's nobody better than him at the level right under that. You understand? And then at the level under that, that's where your Alex Bregmans and your Cody Bellingers come into play or whatever.
Agreed.
Bo Bichette is not there. Bo Bichette is with Kyle Tucker. Bo Bichette is in that conversation. 27 years old, a freaking batting title incumbent almost every season as long as he stays healthy. Like clutches that can be. Like that's who we're talking about. Now, the reason why I love Bregman so much though is because of the intangibles that I mentioned and the fact that, he went to Boston and he delivered there. And I feel like he'd be able to deliver here. I know that he's a little bit more cost effective than Bo Bichette will be. So for the Yankees, that will be a plus in his column. And it would be a change and the Yankees would be getting better. They'd be getting better at third base without sacrificing defense, which I love. Again, if you want to talk core over the next 3 seasons, if you're telling me that we're going to battle the next 3 seasons with Aaron Judge, Alex Bregman, Cody Bellinger, Brendan Donovan, and Ben Rice, sign Francis Lee up. I can ride with that. I can go with that. That I can go with.
Yep.
The fact of the matter is, Pete, we're not talking about that.
Yeah.
That's not an option.
Exactly.
It's just
exactly.
not. It's not that it's not realistic. It's realistic. It's not a realistic option for the Yankees.
Yeah.
The current
I agree.
regime is not
I
entertaining.
agree.
Yeah.
I agree with you 100%, but this is where we are, man, and there's been a lot of rumors today, as there always is in winter meetings and things of that nature, as you know, that's how this thing goes. That's how the winter meetings are. You hear a lot of attachment, you hear a lot of rumors that, you know, are just baloney and fake just to, you know, talk about other things and other names and, you know, whatever it might be, but I think the main conversation of today's show has been very simple. Actually, it's that there's a lot of moves. There's a lot of moves that can be made. There is no excuse for the Yankees to simply say, well, this couldn't work and we tried this and tried that and nothing worked out. There's a lot of possibilities. We mentioned all of them today. I mean, this is not like, you know, the Soto year where he was plan A, obviously. Then they went and immediately got freed. They got Bellinger. And you're like, all right, you know what? It was a pretty good offseason compared to what, you know, could have happened, you know, with missing on Soto. All right, it worked out pretty well. This offseason, though, you could miss out on Bellinger and still get way better. You could miss out on what they're saying their plan A is and still get a whole lot better. You know what I mean? So that's really kind of what we summed up today, is that none of the stuff we talked about is insane or is crazy. None of that is. You know, we talked about very, very fair things. True North adds in, Pete wants Bichette for Christmas. I do.
I think we missed one from David Miser.
Oh yeah, no, I don't read that one.
Oh,
but yeah, I don't trust. I'm not
No, I got
mentioning
you,
any other names or jokes like that out there. Yeah, man, I'll leave it at that. We'll wrap the show up right here with that. And at the end of the day, folks, it is what it is, man. We'll have it covered for you guys. As always, we gave you a 2-hour special episode today of DS. Typically, we don't do, you know, 2-hour episodes like this, but it is the winter meetings. We had to get an episode of DS in there. And, yeah, man, it would have been nice if something happened that we could have talked about. But right now, apparently,
it's early.
There might be some things. You're hearing rumors about Donovan. You're hearing rumors about McKenzie Gore, McGill, Keller. So there's some things out there that potentially lead to a couple of deals that we'll be talking about maybe tomorrow, maybe tonight. Who knows? I might come back live because there's a deal that breaks. Who knows? But we'll see what happens. Apparently, somebody in the chat just said that Bo Bichette's just a Band-Aid. Okay. Yeah, and keep Anthony Volpe. Yeah, Francis, you could wrap us out, close us out here.
If Bo Bichette is a Band-Aid, Anthony Volpe is the wound that he covers. That's the best way I could explain that. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for tuning in. As always, Designated Spitters, we are the best podcast in the Yankees market. There is no doubt about that. You guys know where to come, who to mess with if you want the real at all times. We ain't going to give you the BS. We're not over here twerking and fangirling for the organization. At the end of the day, we are fans of the team. We root for the laundry. We don't necessarily have to be in lockstep with what Boone or Cashman or Hal thinks. That's just who we are. Make sure you like this video if you haven't already on the way out, and make sure you follow the Instagram, because that is the place to be for all the best in the content from NYY Underground. We have a big, huge 2026 plan for you guys, and you do not want to miss the best coverage of your favorite team. So keep it locked and stay tuned, because like I always say, the next episode will in fact be the best episode.
And hopefully you guys like that new logo.
I know I do.
So I hope you like that new logo, baby.
I love that.
We got a whole little facelift happening here at Game Season Live. So you guys know we will never come whack.
Hey, hold on. Game Season Live.
Did I say Game Season Live? We got a whole new facelift.
You see how
on
much
Designated Spitters, damn it.
You see how much he misses it.
Bro, I miss Game Season Live so much, man. You know what I mean? I miss it so much. I miss it so damn much.
Soon.
But yeah, we'll be back soon. Hopefully it's back Yankees. Make it come back and have some good stuff for me, all right? Let's do that. How about that? Let's do that. Let's settle on that. But Designated Spitter's got a little facelift, guys. I don't know how much stuff you guys noticed. You might not have noticed anything, but you got the logo right here now, right? You got the new NYYU, kind of modeled after our t-shirt. You guys know how I do my thing. I'm a little different, right? Little black and white background for the whole DS mix. And almost one thing too, guys. One thing too, it's almost Christmas time, right? It's almost Christmas time. Get your gifts.
Oh,
Get your gifts. I send out immediately. Don't worry, you're gonna get it before Christmas. Everybody in this chat will tell you that. You get your stuff really, really quick. By the way, Stanleys have been ordered again. They should be here in January, all right? I'm working on the Stanleys quick. We got hats available still. Hit me up, getting them out there very, very fast. I'm working on some new merchandise also that's going to be on the way. You know we got that DST coming out soon, and that tee is absolutely fire. Just wait for it. Coming very, very, very soon. But get your merchandise, guys. You get it. I ship it. It works that way.
And
Typically the next day.
Check out the IG. IG also got some upgrades too.
That's right. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. We facelift everything, man. All the new logos are dropping. So, you know,
Need the Yankees to get an facelift. Sorry.
Yeah, we have a Yankees need a BBL, so people will pay more attention to them. But anyway, folks, peace out. Have a great rest of your day. You know we will never come whack on a designated spitters track. Until next time, fam. Peace. Catch you later.
Yeah, stretch me out of man.